win! Saints win! The Bishop Dwenger Saints are your 2018 state champions. Matthew looks at throw. He wings it out. Right side. He's got a key player. He's out there. It is caught.
Yeah.
It is a touchdown.
The lights are on, the mics are live, and we are ready.
Got it.
It's time for the high school football game of the week right here on Redeemer Radio.
5, 4, 3, 2, you're on.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to high school football on Redeemer Radio. We are broadcasting live from Carroll High School, where tonight the Bishop Dwenger Saints visit the Carroll Chargers. Before we begin, we send things back to the station for an opening prayer.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. God, please watch over us in this athletic competition as we use these gifts that you bestowed upon us to the best of our individual abilities. Help us to remember that through your grace and wisdom, our guardian angel remains watchful, just as the shepherd keeps vigil over his flock. Amen.
All right.
You're on.
Thank you, Father. Once again, we welcome you to Carroll High School alongside Corey Kitchen. I'm Eric Pete on a special Saturday night of high school football. The rest of the SAC wrapped up Week 5 last night, so all eyes are here tonight on this game in what's shaping up to be the matchup of the year, not just the Chargers and the Saints, Corey, but specifically the Carroll offense versus the Dwenger defense.
No question about it. It's a heavyweight battle, Eric. Carroll offense is third in the state in scoring at 54.5 points a game. Dwenger D gives up just 13 points a game in regulation, and have to say it that way because they gave up a touchdown in each of the 3 overtimes last week against Homestead. But Carroll has dual threat quarterback Jeff Becker, who is Mr. Everything. He leads the entire state in the total yards a game. He accounts for 365 yards a game in combined passing and rushing yards. He's completing 64% of his passes, and maybe most impressive of all to me is that he's got 16 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions this year.
Yeah, impressive indeed. We could go on for half the broadcast just reading the stats of young Mr. Becker and how impressive he's been. But really, when you look at these two teams, it's always been a good matchup when they get together. We come into this game, Dwenger ranked number 4 in Class 5A at 3-1, and Carroll up to number 6 in Class 6A at 4-0. So you look at this matchup, and not only do you have two heavyweights battling, but you also have major conference implications on the line. Of course, with Dwenger losing last week to Homestead in triple overtime, they're now one of 3 teams with 1 loss, or one of 2 teams, I should say, along with Homestead, and they're both looking up at Carroll undefeated. But if Dwenger gets a win tonight, and we know that Carroll and Homestead have yet to play this season, things could get really interesting if the Saints can get a dub tonight.
No doubt about it. The SAC is probably as balanced as it's been in a number of years, but I think these two teams we're going to see tonight are at the top of that balance.
Absolutely. So Bishop Dwenger leads the series 9-3 all time and 3-2 since Carroll joined the SAC. And Dwenger's won the last 2 meetings between them, but 2 of the last 3 have come down to the very end of the game and been 1-score games. We expect nothing less here this week as well. We'd like to let you know, folks, our sponsor for tonight's game, Peter Franklin Jewelers, located in Fort Wayne, Angola, and New Haven. We have the best diamond fashion designs in the area and offer the largest collection of loose diamonds and bridal collections. So come on into Peter Franklin Jewelers and talk with one of our experts today. Both teams are on the field. Carroll just ran out onto their sideline. They come into this game in their blue jerseys, silver pants, silver helmets, their white numerals, and the Bishop Dwenger Saints in their away white jerseys with blue numerals, gold pants, and of course, the gold helmets as they trot to the visiting sideline. Corey, let's talk about some keys to victory tonight when these two teams play.
Well, Eric, I think tempo is the big key overall. The Carroll Chargers want to turn this into a track meet. They want to use their no-huddle spread offense, play as fast as they possibly can, throw it all over the lot and wear down that Dwenger defense and light up the scoreboard like a pinball machine. The Saints, on the other hand, they want to slow this thing down, slow the tempo down, run the ball 3 yards in a cloud of dust on every play, make it a low-scoring game, and keep that high-flying offense of Carroll off the field. they were able to do that last year, holding Carroll to just 3 points and a 10-3 win. So I think the team that controls the tempo of this game will win it. I think the higher the score favors Carroll, the lower the score favors the Saints.
Yeah, let's talk a second about that game last year. A 10-3 Dwenger victory, as you said, and that one turned out to be a defensive slugfest, right in favor of Dwenger's tempo. That was a 3-3 ball game late in the fourth quarter. Dwenger had a 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. They elected to go for the touchdown, and Hayden Ellinger ran it in for a touchdown. Carroll got one last shot at it. Jeffrey Becker led the team down the field, threw an incompletion in the end zone to end the game. But a 10-3 ball game for a Carroll team that came into that game averaging 36 points. They only put up 3 on the board against this Dwenger defense.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, last year the high-flying Carroll offense came to a screeching halt that night, and obviously Carroll knows that.
Yes.
I'm sure it's probably been on their locker room wall all off season, and you know, coming in tonight at 54.5 points a game, and a year of maturity on their quarterback Jeff Becker. I'm sure they've got designs on a different outcome this evening.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be limited to 3 tonight. I think it's safe to say that. Well, folks, we are set to go here at Carroll High School. The team's coming onto the field to get this one going, and it will be Bishop Dwenger kicking things away to start the ball game. So we will get a glimpse right off the bat to see this Carroll high-flying offense led by young man, junior Jeffrey Becker.
Yep, Jeff Becker, as we mentioned, 64% completion percentage. He's got he's got multiple tremendous targets, but 2 in particular. Mason Englert, number 7, 623 yards coming into tonight in receiving, which ranks 2nd in the state. And Jamison Coverstone, number 20, 397 yards receiving, 11th in the state. So 2 of the top 11 receivers in the state of Indiana are Carroll Chargers at this point. So obviously we know they want to throw the ball. That, you know, that's their they run it just to kind of keep people honest, but they want to throw the ball down the field.
Here we go, folks. The Saints will be kicking off left to right on your radio dial. Joe Belanda doing the honors, and we are underway. Carroll High School. High kick fielded at the 7-yard line. Here comes Hunter Mertz on the return. He's got a big hole down the near sideline, up across the 40, trucks one defender, about the 45-yard line, and Carroll will have excellent starting field position.
Boy, great start for the Carroll Chargers. Set up a really nice wall on their home sideline, and number 100 Mertz carried it out, and you're right, he ran over Callan Stauffer, number 24 of the Saints, on his way almost to midfield.
So here come the Carroll Chargers, undefeated thus far in the SAC, 4-0. And can tighten their grip on the conference race with a win tonight.
4 wide to the right out of the gate, Eric.
Yep, now man in motion. Becker in the shotgun awaiting the snap. Here he is looking to throw across the middle. He's flushed out to his right. Zings it to the sideline. It is a completed pass up across midfield. 19. And on the receiving end, that's right, that is Cooper Rudolph, the sophomore.
Yep, that's a great start for Jeff Becker. They want to get him comfortable, and as I mentioned, they want to play as fast as possible. We aren't going to have a lot of time to talk, Eric.
No.
These guys get up and they go.
No huddle. This time they swing the trips wide receivers to the near side. Becker in the shotgun formation. Here's a snap, looking to throw again. He's got some pressure this time. He goes down, and the ball comes out. Becker falls back on top of it. It's going to go down for a sack and a flag on the field.
Yeah, he's fortunate that the ball fell out of his hands right underneath him as he was falling to the ground. Talked to Andy Papagiannis, it's a hold on Carroll.
Yep.
Andy Papagiannis, the offensive coordinator of the Carroll Chargers this week, and he said one of their big concerns was obviously the Dwenger blitz, and being able to pick that up and give Becker time to throw was going to be a key to tonight's game. And right away in the second play of the game, that holds true.
So they'll march it back 15 yards, and that sack will be wiped out. So a 1st and 25 for the Chargers. Here's Becker in the shotgun, looking to throw. This one launches over the middle, looking for Mason Englert down the field. And an excellent play by the defense. It is picked. Here come the Saints on the deflected interception. Back to midfield, looking to reverse his course across the 40, up to the 35. and he goes down.
Number 30, Adam Lee, the corner for the Saints, was stride for stride with Mason Englert. I don't think Mason's had that happen much this season. And he was stride for stride with him, and he was the one that came down with the ball rather than Englert, and makes a nice return, and we just witnessed Jeff Becker's first interception of the year.
There's going to be 2 flags on the field, and they're going to call a pass interference against the Saints. So the Carroll offense remains on the field.
No, I don't think so.
No. So that flag's going to come after the interception.
Looks like maybe a block in the back.
Okay, block in the back instead.
The Saints will retain possession, but it's going to be all the way back at the 9-yard line.
There you go. So that will go down as the first interception of the year for Becker.
Not the start the Carroll Chargers were looking for, but a great start for the Dwenger defense.
Absolutely. Positioning by Lee to get under that ball. And here come the Saints. 1 minute into the game. Lytle looking to throw. He's got a completion. Sam Campbell down the far sideline, got some blockers across the 20, up near the 30-yard line. Excellent play there and run after the catch by Campbell.
Little play action pass out into the flat, almost a pick route where the outside receiver comes inside and picks off the defender. Sam was able to get open out there on the wide side, came around the edge and picked up some really nice yardage, and there's a flag down.
And it's going to be a face mask against Carroll, so tack on the penalty yardage to that first down play.
Big opening play for the Saints on that play action pass. Would never thought that the Saints would come out throwing against the Carroll Chargers tonight, but kudos to their offensive staff, Coach Brody Dixon, the offensive coordinator, giving the Carroll Chargers a little taste of their own medicine there.
Well, with so much of the talk about Becker, you can't forget that Mr. Lytle on the opposite sideline has had quite a strong senior season himself. Here he is on first down, rolls to his right, rolls looking to throw, passes it to the sideline, looking for Rocco Sioka, off his hand, incomplete.
Yeah, he had Rocco open on a deep out route, and the defender actually fell down, but Brendan Lytle was just unable to find him and threw it a little bit behind him as well.
Lytle comes into this game. We mentioned his start to the season, and he is completing 58% of his passes for 601 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. So those are good numbers, and just to put things in perspective, Becker's thrown for exactly twice as many yards. Here's second down. Lytle looks to throw. He's got time. Rolls to his right. Passes it now. He's got Campbell open, and a diving catch made down at the 30-yard line by Sam Campbell.
What an outstanding catch. He came all the way across the field on sort of a deep drag crossing route and laid out like an outfielder would to make that catch. Outstanding job moving the chains, and again, who would have expected the Saints to come out and throw the ball the first 3 plays of the game?
Well, they've had their struggles rushing the football this season, and we've talked about that in the past. But it is surprising still.
It is, and this passing game that they've come out with will only open up that running game when they decide to get back to it.
Exactly. Lytle's going to be in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to the far side. First and 10 Saints on the Carroll 30-yard line. This one is a run through the middle, and he's got about 5 yards on first down.
KJ Tippmann.
Yep.
KJ, typically the H-back or fullback in that offense, but he's the tailback tonight so far, and I think they're probably going to try to keep some ball-carrying reps away from Devin Tippmann, keep him on the defensive side. If you remember last week, the Saints lost Devin in the second half to a shoulder sprain. He's back playing tonight in the middle of that defense at his middle linebacker spot, but probably going to keep him away from the offensive side if at all possible.
The Saints sure missed Devin's defensive prowess late in that game against Homestead. So 2nd and 5 after the pickup on first down. Here's Lytle looking to throw. Rolls to his left, fires it. He's got a man open. It's Sioka. Another diving effort. It looks like a catch, and it is. Down at the 11-yard line.
Yep, they had Rocco lined up as the slot receiver. He ran a little corner route and was able to shake free. Lytle found him, and another big play. They have had a lot of success through the air thus far, have the Saints.
This drive started at Bishop Dwenger's 9-yard line. They've now advanced to the 11-yard line of Carroll and have a 1st and 10. They can get a first down on the 1-yard line. Lytle's going to start in the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the right side. Here's a snap. He rolls to his right. Designed quarterback run. He's got some blockers. A flag does fly as Lytle tucks it inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, little quarterback sweep around the right side, and looks like it's going to come back, though.
Yep, holding against the Saints. So that'll put him behind the sticks. That's something we saw a lot of last week, particularly in the third quarter against Homestead, as penalties really started to add up for the Saints.
Yeah, when you lack a tremendous amount of team speed, it's tougher to have long play drives to score. You got to go 10 or 12 plays oftentimes, and you know, I'm not suggesting they don't have any speed, but they don't have Patrick Finley, Michael Lito, Griffin Eifert type speed that they had a year ago.
Well, Sioka has certainly put his imprint on this offense this year. We've seen Henry O'Keefe come alive, and now tonight Sam Campbell already with 2 impressive catches. So if the Saints can continue to expand the passing game, that will pay dividends.
And those are their speed guys, O'Keefe and Campbell.
1st and 15 for the Saints. Lytle rolls to his left, looking to throw, fires it, and that one's going to be short of the intended receiver, Sioka, near the goal line.
I think Brendan probably just kind of threw that into the turf.
Yeah.
It didn't appear he had anybody open. The Carroll defensive secondary did a nice job of coverage there. So rather than try to force something, he lived to fight another play, and that's a good decision by the quarterback.
8:09 to go in the opening quarter. It's 0-0. Bishop Dwenger on their first offensive possession have driven this ball down the field deep into Carroll territory and inside the red zone right now at the 16-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 15 for the Saints. Sioka in motion. Here is the snap. They're going to be a quick shovel pass forward to Sioka, and a big gang of Carroll defenders are there to put a stop after a short gain.
Yeah, going a little jet sweep to Rocco Sioka, which is normally the quarterback's best friend because they toss it out in front of him and they get pass yardage out of it. So it's a great deal for the quarterback. But we haven't seen him do that with Rocco, get him involved in carrying the ball to a certain extent, typically only on the receiving end. So that's a new little wrinkle for the Saints, but didn't amount to much offensively.
So that's going to bring up a big 3rd down here for Bishop Dwenger. 3rd and 14. Ball just inside the 15-yard line. They're going to go trips to the right side and 1 receiver out to the left. Lytle's in the shotgun, and we have a stoppage. It's going to be a timeout by the Saints. We will step aside as well. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
It can be easy to forget about the dignity of another when we disagree with their ideas or actions. We start to focus on the things that make us different, and the thoughts start to divide us. Before we reach the conclusion of those thoughts, we must pause and remind ourselves that person with a different idea or lifestyle has great dignity. The next time you find yourself ready to go toe-to-toe with
5
someone,
seconds.
remember that they have dignity and deserve respect, even when we disagree.
Welcome back, folks. Since 1958, Bishop Luers High School has proclaimed the gospel and excelled at academics, sports, and performing arts. Join us as we thank God for over 60 years of Catholic education. Back at Carroll High School, 0-0 here in the first quarter, 7:21 to go, and the Bishop Dwenger Saints facing a big 3rd down.
Saints are lining up and putting 3 receivers into the boundary, and Rocco Sioka all alone out wide right against looked like single coverage. Now they're back in the huddle and looks like they're going to finish up a timeout. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing here, but I think the Saints were going to go one-on-one with big Rocco Sioka against a much smaller corner. That's the way they had lined up. We'll see if they stick with that play.
Yeah, there was no indication on the field. Both teams kind of came back into their own huddles after taking the field. And now the Chargers back onto the middle of the field. And the Saints have to be thinking in their minds right now that they are within field goal range for Joe Belanda. We saw at the end of the first half last week against Homestead, Brendan Lytle threw a costly interception where the Saints could have had 3 points.
They're sticking with this. Don't be surprised to see a ISO route to Sioka on the backside here. He's got one-on-one coverage with a much smaller defender. No, they switch it up.
Yep. Shifting 3 people in motion, and now the Saints have trips to the right side. Lytle awaiting the snap. Here we go on 3rd down. Looks across the middle. Lytle fires to the end zone, and it is nearly picked. and then caught by the Saints. Sioka's there at the goal line.
Unbelievable. Very similar to last week,
Yes.
where he caught a pass at the end of that Homestead game that bounced off a receiver or a defender, and he just seems to come up with the ball in big circumstances. And are we at 4th and short here?
So they needed the 1 yard line for a first down. Sioka was stopped at the 2. So now we have a 4th and 1 Saints, and their offense remains on the field. So another big gamble here by the Saints. Coach Garrett rolling the dice early in this one. Saints in the power formation. Lytle under center. Handoff through the middle, and it's going to be Devin Tittman, I believe. He's close, but he does not get there.
Devin's first carry of the night, and it just didn't happen for the Saints. They ran right over behind the H-back, the fullback, and just weren't able to get any movement up front against that stout Carroll defensive line, and the Carroll Chargers are pretty fired up about that play.
Wow. So the Saints go 89 yards on that drive and come up with nothing. Now they do have Carroll positioned deep in their own territory at their own 2 yard line. But the Saints caught a break on Carroll not intercepting the pass on 3rd down, and they give it right back to him on a turnover on downs the following play. So the Chargers, a 1st and 10 on their own 2 yard line. Becker standing halfway deep in his own end zone in the shotgun. Here's a snap. It's going to be handoff through the middle, and a big piece of running room there by the running back, and that is Aiden Lazoff on 1st down. He's got almost 9 yards.
Just a straight up the gut kind of dive play. I think it was an inside zone, and he was kind of shot out of there like a cannon. Got him a little more breathing room.
2nd and 2 Chargers. Becker in the shotgun, 2 receivers to each side. Here's a snap, looks to throw. Tosses to the far side and overshoots the intended receiver, Mason Englert.
Interesting. Haven't seen that really from Jeff Becker in any film I watched this year. He looks a little out of sorts right now, and maybe that Saints defense is getting to him just a bit.
Well, he threw his first interception of the season on their last drive. Adam Lee, the beneficiary for Dwenger. And now a 3rd and 2. Again, spread formation for the Chargers. Becker is going to hand this one off. No, keep it himself. Dwenger is there, and it looks like they stopped him at the 10.
Yep, they stuffed him. It was a keep play. It was an inside zone quarterback keep, and just nowhere to go. The Saints realized that Mr. Becker is really their entire running game, and were able to converge on him. The fake handoff didn't fool anybody.
So after picking up 8 yards on 1st down, the Chargers are going to have to punt this one away. Let's send it down to Sean McBride on the sideline. Sean.
Eric, you know, it's interesting when you talk about that drive. Saints didn't have anything, but they're going to flip the field here with this punt. So not a bad job by the Saints offense there.
Right, you are. And they do get this punt away. It's Englert after the snap skidded on the dirt. Here we go. The Saints on the return at midfield, and they got much. The ball is out, and they are ruling it a fumble. Wow. Carroll has the ball.
Teddy Steele was on the return there, and he did a nice job, and it looked like he had secured the ball almost to the ground, and it popped out at the very end. Big special teams play on what was a fantastic punt from Mason Englert.
Yeah, that snap hit the turf. Englert had to pick it up and got it away. It traveled over 50 yards easily. So the effect of that was essentially about a 40-yard completion.
Yeah.
And the Carroll Chargers have the ball at the Bishop Dwenger 48-yard line with a fresh set of downs. And they're going to blow this one dead before it starts.
Waiting on the chain gang. They were a little late in arrival.
So a break for the Chargers. It is a 0-0 ball game here. 5:13 to go in the first quarter. Carroll usually has about 21 points by now.
No kidding, yeah.
They are used to fast starts this season. Chargers come out in a spread formation, 2 receivers to each side. Here's Becker in the shotgun, takes a snap. It's a handoff through the middle, lays off, and he's going to churn his legs up across the 45 to the 43-yard line, pick up a 5 yards on first down.
Yeah, the Carroll Chargers ran a little power play there, and I think they found something in handing off to somebody else besides Jeff Becker carrying it himself. Nice play, good first down play for the Chargers.
And that's a great point because the Dwenger defense, Carroll knows they're going to be keying in on Becker, so who else can contribute? So far, it's been Lazoff. He gets a handoff here again, this time stopped at the line of scrimmage. Great tackle by Sam Peza.
Yeah, Sam Pizzo in there from his outside linebacker spot and makes a nice shoestring tackle in the middle and really holds Carroll to nothing. Looks like a big 3rd and 5 coming up here.
Right. So the Saints thus far have got an interception, a 3 and out, and looking for another one right here. Becker's going to roll to his right. Has to get rid of it, deflected, caught by a lineman, and he's going to be stopped about a yard short of a first down.
I think it was big Vinny Fiacable out there who got a paw on it and knocked it up into the air. And then number 62 for the Carroll Chargers, Max Malcolm, picked it up. Lineman's dream. Got to carry the football a little bit there, but was unable to get the first down, and they're looking at 4th and 3 are the Chargers.
Fiacable licking his chops as well. He had an interception last game and a rushing touchdown.
No kidding.
Here is 4th and 3 for Carroll. Becker is going to hand it off, and the Dwenger defense is there. Fiacable, the first man through, and the Saints have stopped the Chargers yet again on 4th down.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're going to run the ball on 4th and 3, you'd better get a hat on Vinny Fiacable.
Yes.
62 came through there unblocked from the backside, and incredibly unblocked. I have no idea why you would do that, and is able to grab that ball carrier in the backfield for a loss on the play. So the Saints will take over.
So 2 3 and outs in a row served up by the Bishop Dwenger defense, and they have the ball back at their own 43-yard line with a nice starting field position. Lytle's going to be in the shotgun, 2 receivers out to the near side. Here's a snap. Looking across the middle to the far sideline now. He's got O'Keefe wide open across midfield and is buried right at the midfield stripe.
Got a little pitch and catch on a quick hitch route, it looked like, to O'Keefe. The coverage was very soft over there, but then the Chargers converged and were able to get a pretty quick stop. Looks like 2nd and 3.
We'd like to welcome those of you viewing us on the Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions. Thanks for watching us on the Bishop Dwenger YouTube channel. Very excited about that. Here's 2nd down for the Saints. Lytle's going to pitch it out. KJ Tippmann around the far side. He has got the corner and then some inside the 30 down to about the 25-yard line.
Ran a little buck sweeper on the left side, it looked like there, and he was delivering punishment at the end of that run. Ran over, looked like Kate Dinan of the secondary of the Chargers on the play on his way to a big gain.
So it's been the Dwenger offense as the aggressor thus far in this game, and they've got the ball on the outskirts of the red zone here at the 23-yard line. We are scoreless here in the first quarter, 2:42 to go. Lytle's going to be in the shotgun. He's got Sioka and O'Keefe to the near side. Barking out directions, and here's the snap. Inside handoff, it's KJ Tippmann through the middle. And he's able to pick up about 3 yards down to the 20.
Ran a power play that time, pulled left guard Vinny Fiacable around to the right, and KJ Tippmann followed him up in there. A nice little first down run for the Saints. As you mentioned, Eric, going to be about 2nd and 7.
Ball resting right on the 20-yard line. And the Saints seeing what they can do here on their 2nd offensive possession of the ball game. Man in motion, that's Sioka, as Lytle stands in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Looking to throw, looks across the middle, tosses to the far sideline. O'Keefe again, sheds 1 tackle, cuts back inside the 10, the 5, and touchdown Saints.
That's the speed that the Saints have been waiting on from Henry O'Keefe, and he does a nice job there. As you mentioned, Eric, shed a couple of tackles, maybe 2 or 3 over there on the left side, and able to find his way into the end zone. Outstanding run after the catch from Henry O'Keefe.
We've seen some great speed put on display by O'Keefe throughout this season, but that time it was the elusiveness and it was some nice moves to get in the end zone. And the Saints strike first late in this first quarter. Belanda out there for the PAT. Snap is down, kick is up. Looks good, and it is. The Saints on top of this one, 7-0 with 1:41 to go in the opening quarter. We'll step aside. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Hello, I'm Tom Steele with Tom Steele Tire and Auto Repair, a family-owned business for over 35 years. We carry all major brands of new tires as well as a large selection of quality used tires to save you money. We do all types of auto repairs, be it brakes, alignment, or just fix your air conditioning. Tom Steele Tire. Give us a try. You'll be glad you did.
2, 1.
Back at Carroll High School, the Bishop Dwenger Saints have drawn first blood. They lead 7-0 with 1:41 to go in the opening quarter off a nifty touchdown reception by Henry O'Keefe.
Yeah, great play, and the Saints have kind of taken control of this game. The Carroll offense, which is usually high-flying, hasn't been on the field much, quite frankly, in the first half. And the Saints have controlled the time of possession. They've done it a little differently than we thought, through the air rather than on the ground.
Right.
But they have controlled the line of scrimmage. They've controlled the time of possession, and this is playing right into their hands at this point.
A flag as the Bishop Dwenger special teams breaks the huddle. And it's going to be a motion against them. Not sure if someone stepped across the line. Did you catch that call, Corey?
I didn't. I'm a little bit perplexed by it, frankly. They broke the huddle and lined up, and are they not allowed to break the huddle any longer? I don't know.
There we go. They lined up at the 40-yard line instead of the 35.
No, they backed it up for the penalty. Yeah. So I don't. They broke the huddle and then went to line up, and maybe somebody jumped out of the 5-yard box. There's a 5-yard box that that the athletes have the ability to be in now on kickoffs in high school football. So I don't know. That's the only explanation I can come up with.
So kicking off from the 35-yard line is Belanda. Puts this one into the air. This is a lower kickoff, and it is traveling, bouncing out of bounds. So the Chargers will have some nice starting field position here. But Corey, as you said, their offense has seemed a little bit out of sorts. They have not gotten going yet. Only one first down, I believe, on the first possession before the interception, and since then 2 straight 3-and-outs.
Yeah, they haven't had the total of probably 10 plays or less thus far in the first quarter, which is really out of character for them. And I'm sure Coach Papagiannis at this point is going to want to try to get Jeff Becker into some kind of rhythm here offensively. They might roll him out of the pocket, get him moving a little bit to get him in some rhythm.
Here we go on first down for Carroll on the 40-yard line. Becker is going to fake the handoff, roll to the near side. He's got a man open. It's Cam Hedgecock, and he steps out of bounds right across the midfield stripe.
Yeah, Cam Hedgecock. Haven't used him a ton, have the Carroll Chargers thus far this year, but obviously a very capable receiver. Previously at Bishop Luers High School, transferred to Carroll, and he was a big-time receiver for the Knights in the past.
So 1st and 10 now at the 48-yard line. Becker looks to throw again. This time looks in the same direction and hit right as the ball gets there, but still good for a catch.
Cooper Rudolph, number 19 on the catch. I'm so used to seeing Leighton Mitchell in number 19, who was a Carroll star a year ago and has moved on to Indiana Wesleyan to catch the football for those guys down there. But that 19 has been a very capable receiver tonight, just like in years past with Leighton.
No huddle offense yet again, this time inside handoff, and Bishop Dwenger is there. Devin Tittman leading the charge, and that one gets nowhere.
Is it enough for a first down is the question. It's really close.
Yeah, they needed about half a yard.
I think they're going to signal it first down would be my guess here.
We've got 3rd down marked on the far side. No call from the officials
they're gonna
yet.
Measure.
They are.
One of the best officiating crews in the state, led by James Craig, and these guys do a great job. They've officiated multiple state championship games in the past, and both of these teams tonight are lucky to have this crew. They do a tremendous job.
Absolutely. So it does give the chance for the Dwenger defense to catch its breath, make a substitution, because when Carroll's running that no huddle offense, it leaves very little time for the defense to do anything.
No doubt about it, and that's the way they want to play. They want to put pressure on the D. First down.
It is a first down with no room to spare. So the Carroll offense has a 1st and 10 at the Bishop Dwenger 39-yard line. Saints lead this one 7-0 with 1:13 to go in the opening quarter. So Becker's in the shotgun, 2 receivers out to each side. And there's the whistle. Becker motioning, directing traffic here, awaiting the snap. And now looking to throw. Fires it quickly into no man's land. It looks like he was looking for number 20. That's Coverstone, but Coverstone was running a go route and did not turn around to look for the ball.
Yeah, he was on a straight seam right down the middle of the field, and I don't know if Jeff Becker was looking back shoulder to him or if he expected him to cut off of that route, but those two were not on the same page on that play.
Which, again, is not something that we've seen much this season. Those two have been on the same page more often than not. So 2nd and 10, Becker rolls to the right, tosses back towards the middle of the field and behind the intended receiver, looking for Coverstone yet again.
Yeah, Jeff Becker just doesn't seem to be in much of a rhythm right now. More incompletions so far in the first quarter tonight than I saw on the past 2 games of film I watched in leading into our broadcast tonight. So whatever the Saints are doing in the secondary, they have him a bit bamboozled right now.
We'll see what Coach Dinan dials up here on 3rd and 10 for the Chargers. Becker looks to throw, tosses it deep down the right sideline. Mason Englert is there and deflected away. The Saints nearly coming up with a pick off the deflection, but it falls incomplete.
That was just kind of a jump ball. It's a strange pass from Jeff Becker. He just kind of threw it up to his guy, hoping he'd come down with it. But Callan Stauffer did a really nice job for the Saints of knocking that thing down to the ground. It's every defensive back's coach's dream to just tell those guys to knock it down.
So Carroll will come out in punting formation. They are at the Bishop Dwenger 39-yard line, but it is 4th and 10. So they will set to punt this one away. Englert puts his boot into it, and a short punt gets a Carroll bounce close to the 10-yard line, trickles out of bounds right at the 12. And that's where the Saints will take over with 42 seconds left in this opening quarter and a 7-0 lead.
Yep, been an interesting first quarter so far. It appears that the Saints defense has the combination to the Carroll offense. 3 points in the entire game a year ago, and we're basically coming up upon a scoreless first quarter for the Chargers. So kudos to the Saints defensive staff. They've so far got the Chargers figured out.
And all of that with a fumble by the Saints on the punt return.
Yeah, good point.
So here come the Saints on offense. Lytle is going to be in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Here's a snap. Going to be an inside handoff to KJ Tittman, and he is shedding tacklers again up to the 20-yard line. Nice pickup on first down.
That's actually Devin Tittman back in there, and we didn't expect to see that much tonight, but nice to see Devin in there getting a carry, and wouldn't be surprised if the Saints just let the clock run out for the end of the first quarter here.
You know, I should have just said hand it off to Tittman. I would have been pretty safe with that.
That's exactly right.
Lytle is giving instructions here to his offense, but we have 10 seconds left on the clock, and they are not going to run a play here. They'll be content to walk to the sideline with a 7-0 lead after 1 quarter of play. We will step aside. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Matt Hatfield and Isaac Campbell are health insurance specialists for individuals, families, and small employers. Matt and Isaac provide Medicare supplement plans, Medicare Advantage plans, individual marketplace plans, short-term medical plans, and small group employer plans. For taking good care during the best years of your life, call Hatfield Insurance Services at 432-5406.
Oh, brother-in-law. Illinois. Okay.
I love this house.
Me too, but our closets are too small and everything is a mess.
I agree. Is there someone we can call to help?
Remember when John and Shelley Ross of Closet Concepts redesigned the pantry in our old house? They can customize closets too.
Maybe they could also install a storage system in our garage.
I'm sure they can. Closet Concepts has been in business for more than 30 years. They can do it all.
Closet Concept serves the Fort Wayne and Indianapolis areas. Call 483-6763 for a free closet design quote.
Locally and family-owned for 35 years, Tim Didier Meats has built a reputation for fresh, custom meat orders. If you'd like that special cut of beef for your next gathering, Tim Didier Meats can help. Prime rib, filet mignon, and Tim's own special ground beef, made fresh daily, can be ordered within an hour's notice. To place your order, call 260-482-8400 or find them on the web at timdidiermeats.com. We are back at Carroll High School for the second quarter of play, and it was a first quarter dominated by the Saints, I think you would say. I don't think that's too strong a term, Corey.
No, I completely agree with you, Eric. I mean, they've done everything that they wanted to do in that first quarter. They shut out the Carroll Charger high-powered offense, and they controlled the clock in the first quarter and scored a touchdown themselves. So it has been 100% the Saints game so far.
And I'm not sure if Carroll has trailed in a ball game thus far this season before now. And definitely has not been scoreless this late in the game. So we'll see how the Chargers react and adjust to this new surroundings. Here we go, second down for the Saints. Lytle tosses this one deep. Sioka is there, and it is caught deep down the sideline at the 35-yard line in Charger territory.
Tremendous play by the Saints. Chargers had two defensive backs on Sioka, and he still found a way to get behind them and bring that ball in. Outstanding catch by Rocco Sioka, continuing to make a name for himself locally, as not only locally but statewide as an outstanding wide receiver, kind of just out of nowhere this year.
And let's not miss the kudos to Lytle on that throw, as he was getting blanketed by two defenders, throwing it as he was falling away, and still delivered a ball that was perfectly on target. First and 10 Saints. Here's Devin Tippmann around the left side. He has the edge, but that was because of a block that's going to be flagged, and this one's going to come back.
Yeah, it looked like 83 Jack Tippmann was in maybe on an illegal block there that opened up the edge, but they're going to come back.
Still waiting for the official call, and here it is. It's going to be holding on the Saints.
Dwenger.
But we have seen Devin Tippmann in the backfield throughout this game, so that's a good sign for Saints fans that he must be 100% healthy, or at least healthy enough to be playing both sides of the football.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Great to see him being able to play on both sides after that shoulder sprain a week ago. He's a tough kid. He may not let on that he's banged up again if he knows he has to sit out. That's kind of his mentality.
So it's going to be first and 20 Saints. Ball back at the 43-yard line. Lytle's going to do play action and roll out. He's going to go down.
Wow.
Sacked in the backfield for a loss of about 10.
The Chargers brought defensive back Tucker Steele on a blitz on that play. Junior, 6 foot, 165 pounds, and did an outstanding job of getting to Lytle before he really even knew that there was anybody coming off the outside.
So the Saints now backed up well behind the sticks. It'll be a second and 29 for Bishop Dwenger.
And these are tough play calls as an offensive coordinator. There's not much on your play call sheet for second and 29.
Well, if nothing else here, the Saints have two plays to try to get this one back into Carroll territory and pin them deep. They're going to go trips wide out to the right side. Lytle's going to roll in that direction, but again faces some pressure. Down to the sideline, passes back to the middle of the field. It is caught by Jack Tippmann, and that's a nice gain on second and long.
Now they're waving it off. They're saying it was incomplete. There was some confusion over there on the right side of the field as well with the Saints. Rocco Sioka was actually blocking on the far edge, and well, now they might be reversing their call. Or the officials are going to talk about whether that was caught or not.
It looked like one official was marking the ball as if it was caught. Another said incomplete. They now wave it off. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, anyway, confusion on the right side. It appeared that Sioka, obviously the Saints' best receiver, was blocking out there. He did not realize it was a pass, and but luckily they didn't get called for a block during the pass play. But I'm sure they're gonna try to get it together now.
So instead of a completion there, it is now going to be a third and 29. Saints have the ball on their own 39-yard line. No doubt a safe play call coming up here for the Saints. They lead 7-0, 10-14 to go in quarter number 2. They are going to spread things out with two receivers to each side. Lytle in the shotgun, rolls to the near side, and a flag. It's going to be a timeout.
Interesting to take a timeout on 3rd and 29, but obviously they weren't lined up in the proper formation or saw something they didn't like on the Dwenger sideline.
So they'll step aside. We will take a break as well. You're listening to High School Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Bigger than any box score, local sports are a victory for the entire community. Building up leaders, breaking down barriers, connecting generations, teaching integrity, blazing a trail, sparking our economy. That's why Meijer sponsors hundreds of local sports teams throughout the Midwest. From Little League to the big leagues, uniforms to stadiums.
4,
Meijer knows
3,
when we support
2,
the home team,
1,
we all win.
Welcome back to Carroll High School. Folks, did you know that Notre Dame Federal Credit Union is the largest Catholic credit union in the United States? Notre Dame FCU has served over 800 Catholic entities in over 25 dioceses nationwide. These include colleges, parishes, schools, food pantries, homeless shelters, and Catholic radio stations, including Redeemer Radio. Member-owned, not-for-profit banking is the way to go. You already share our values. Why not share in our benefits? That's Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. Well, the Saints come out again with a 3rd and 29 after the timeout. And hopefully that loss of timeout does not come back to bite them. 4 wideouts for the Saints, 2 to each side. Lytle in the shotgun. Rolls to his left, looking to throw. He's got some pressure, has to sidestep back across the field, gets rid of it, and is caught for about a 3-yard gain to Gavin Groves.
I think Brendan Lytle ran 75 yards to complete a 1-yard pass by the time they were done with that, but nonetheless, it is a completion, but nowhere near a first down.
Punting situation, and it'll be the first punt of the game for the Saints, as Simon Garrett is back standing at his own 27-yard line. And now another pre-snap flag. This one's going to be against Carroll.
Chargers have got 12 on the field for the punt return unit. And 1 runs off.
Yep. 12 minus 1 is 11.
Yes.
There we go.
Illegal substitution.
They're fortunate that it was 4th and 27 and not 4th and 3.
Yes. Absolutely.
Into punt, 17, Simon.
March the ball up 5 yards, and Saints yet again set to punt.
Mason Englert back deep for the Chargers.
Carroll looks like it might be bringing the pressure on this one. And they do. Garrett does get it away. A line drive takes a Saints bounce, and it goes through the hands of Englert. I believe he touched the football, so he has to run back and just get it covered.
He had a great plan there. He was going to pick that thing up on 1 bounce and had a lot of real estate in front of him, but somehow it squeezed through his hands, and he was lucky to dive back on it by the time it was done.
Well, and there's another example of kind of an uncharacteristic or an un-Carroll-touristic play thus far by the Chargers.
Well said.
Excuse my pun.
Yeah, no kidding. They, you're absolutely right, though. They just seem to have been out of sorts all night long so far compared to what we've seen on film of them coming in.
Carroll still looking for their first points of the ball game. 9:15 to go in the second quarter. First down. Becker looks to throw. He's got Englert, a hook and ladder. He pitches it back down the sideline and all the way near midfield. I think they're going to, well, no, it looked like he stepped out of bounds at about the 45. Instead, they'll give him all the way across midfield as the Chargers go to a trick play.
Well, and that's the way to get your offense going. Englert on a deep hitch and makes the pitch to Aiden Lazoff down the sideline. Outstanding play.
So 1st and 10. Becker looks to throw. Quick out to the sideline. Englert sidesteps one defender and gets about to the 40-yard line.
Now they're getting in a little bit of rhythm here. The Saints are on their heels just a bit.
Chargers continue the no-huddle offense as they have a 2nd and 3 at the Bishop Dwenger 40-yard line. Here's Becker in the shotgun. Takes a snap. It's going to be an inside handoff and buried in the backfield as the Saints sniff that one out.
Aiden Lazoff was buried, and if Jack Becker had that to do over again, he'd have pulled that ball on that zone keep action there. He had a chance to pull it and keep it himself, and did not.
After the loss, a 3rd and 5 now for Carroll. Here's Becker, quick out. It is deflected and falls incomplete. So an excellent couple plays there by the Saints, and all just like that, Carroll faces a 4th down.
That's the downside of going so fast that your hair's on fire. You can go 3 and out or 3 downs in a series in less than 30 seconds,
right,
and have to give the ball back to your opponent.
And give your defense very little time to rest.
That's exactly right. Now, you got to give kudos to the Dwenger D. They're bringing pressure off the edge, and that's the 2nd or 3rd time tonight that they've been able to knock one down.
And we've also seen the Carroll Chargers not wanting to take many chances here. This will be their 2nd punt inside Bishop Dwenger territory. This one's going to dribble down inside the 10, all the way down to the 8-yard line. So a nice punt there by Englert. But the Saints get the ball back with 8:01 to go till halftime.
Yeah, really nice punt. Good job on special teams there, trying to flip the field here a little bit. And I'm sure the Carroll Chargers are, getting them deep in this territory, hoping for a turnover at this point.
7-0 your score, Saints on top. Yet again, Bishop Dwenger starting inside their own 10-yard line. Last time they ripped off a pass play on 1st down to Sam Campbell. It gave them some breathing room. Lytle's going to start in the shotgun. One receiver to each side. Here's the snap. Inside handoff to Tippmann. And he'll push the pile up for a gain of a couple.
Yeah, power play straight up the middle. Just bread and butter of the Dwenger running offense. KJ Tippmann picks up about 3.
2nd and 7, and the Saints will, I don't want to say be content to run the clock here, but the longer they can keep this low scoring, the better, as you said in the open, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what they wanted to do coming in. They're going to use up as much of the 40-second play clock as they can coming out of the huddle and take their sweet time.
Here's Lytle looking to throw on 2nd down. Out of the backfield, it is caught and set up beautifully with a couple blockers. Devin Tippmann down the right sideline, up across the 30-yard line, and a big 1st down for the Saints.
Swing route to the running back out of the backfield at the right side there, and Brendan Lytle just nicely lofted it up and over the defensive end, and Devin Tippmann makes a big play out of it.
Ball will be placed at the 34-yard line. And that one started at the 10, so 24-yard gain for Devin Tippmann off the reception, and Lytle did a great job of putting some touch on the ball to get it over the defender's hands. Now we come to the power I on 1st down. Hand off to Gavin Groves, makes a cutback across the middle and picks up about 4 on 1st down.
Another power play, this time from the I formation look, and Groves back there at the tailback for the 1st time tonight picks up about 4.
It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Saints as Lytle gets the instruction. So we've seen the Saints go to the running game a bit more on this drive, but also not abandoning the passing game, which is what got them this lead in the first place.
Yeah, a lot of balance out of the Saints tonight. We really didn't expect that, quite honestly, coming in, but kudos to them for completing quite a few passes thus far.
Lytle in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Again, inside handoff, and this time not much there at all for the ball carrier. That's Groves again, stood up for no gain on 2nd down.
It's like more of a counter play that time that the Saints ran, and didn't fool the Chargers much, maybe picked up a yard in the process.
Yep, it'll be about 3rd and 5 here as we tick down to 5:50 to go until halftime. Again, this is a Carroll team that comes in averaging over 54 points a game, 3rd in the state and 1st in Class 6A. And Corey, their average margin of victory is 33 points.
Yeah.
So this is by far uncharted territory. 3rd down Saints, design quarterback run for Lytle, and he gets stopped in the backfield by the 1st man.
Hunter Mertz, outside linebacker for the Carroll Chargers, had it would look like it was a little bit of a quarterback sweep, but he ran right past the lead blocker, the running back, and stuck Lytle in the backfield, so the Saints are going to be forced to punt.
Well, the good news for the Saints is that swing pattern out to the far sideline at least gave them some yardage to try to flip this field.
Yep, some breathing room there, particularly for their punter, Simon Garrett. He's happy about that.
Yeah, his last punt did not travel very far. We'll see about this one. He just does get it away. This one, a much better punt. Englert has to run back to get it about the 20-yard line. Now trying to reverse this field, makes a nice move, and now it's across the 30-yard line. Corey, he had 3 Dwenger defenders there and somehow tiptoed between all 3 of them.
He nearly made them run into each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about quick burst of speed and change of direction. That was impressive from Mason Englert.
So that helps offset the nice punt by Garrett. Carroll's going to start this drive at their own 33-yard line. Chargers trying to get things going on offense. Last time they resorted to a trick play to get things going. Here they go on 1st and 10. Becker, designed quarterback run through the middle, and he goes nowhere as a pile of Saints is there to make the stop.
Look like maybe Jack Tittman in there. Yeah, Jack Tittman. We don't see him on defense very often, but getting some opportunity to play on the defensive line right now makes a nice stop on Becker.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Here's that no-huddle offense. Becker looks to throw on 2nd down. He's going to tuck it and run and go down at about the 35-yard line. Short gain on the play, and Becker a little slow to get up.
John Michael Fabini came up from his outside linebacker spot. He was in pass coverage and came up and made the stop. Very short gain for the Chargers once again, and they're in 3rd and long again.
Fabini all too willing to put a licking on the quarterback there. He leads the area with 4.5 sacks, and it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Chargers. Trips to the far side. Becker looks to throw. Comes back to the near side. Englert is there. Makes the catch. He is stopped right as he catches it, but it is good for a Carroll 1st down.
Becker did a really nice job there of staying in the pocket, looking down the gun barrel, because he had John Michael Fabini in his face. A running back tried to get a piece of Fabini, but was really unable to do it. Becker stood in there and delivered.
Carroll moves the ball up to the 46-yard line. Becker, another quick throw. Englert is there with the catch and immediately buried right across the 50 to the Dwenger 49.
Same situation as the last play, but this time there was no block on Fabini. He came unblocked, and Becker was still able to complete the pass and get it out before Fabini could get there.
Well, this Carroll offense is not only so quick pre-snap, but once they snap the ball, it is normally out of Becker's hands in about 1 second.
Exactly right.
And that nullifies any Bishop Dwenger pass rush. This time, fakes the shovel pass, looks to throw, and he's going to just step through the middle, gets a couple yards out of nothing there.
Almost looked like a broken play. I don't think everybody was on the same page there about the routes that were being run and so forth. So Becker decides to live another play rather than throw it up for grabs, and they're going to be faced with about 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3.5 here.
Yeah, big play in this ball game because we have 2:21 to go till halftime. Carroll might not see the ball again.
They've gone power set here.
And they're going to pitch it back and trust Hunter Mertz to pick up the 1st down, but he will not. He gets about a half yard, and that's it.
That's not the way to try to gain a 1st down against the Dwenger defense. I mean, you want to load up with your power group and try to stuff them. That just doesn't happen in the SAC very often against the Saints.
And Doug Dinan once again motions his punting unit onto the field. Corey, this is going to be the 3rd time punting in Bishop Dwenger territory.
That 3 points they scored last year is looking like a lot right now.
And they'll let this one run down. They're going to punt this. And Englert angles it towards the sideline, out of bounds at about the 25. Yes, 26-yard line is where they'll mark it. 1:34 to go. And if the Saints play this correctly, they're going to get maybe a 2-for-1 here like they did, like they tried for against Homestead. If they can get this ball without giving it back to Carroll, and Bishop Dwenger is going to get the ball first in the 3rd quarter as well.
Yep, minute 34. I'm curious to see just how aggressive they'll be right here. I tend to think that maybe they'd be just rather pleased to go in at halftime up 7-0 without making any mistakes, but you never know. We'll see how aggressive they get.
Yeah, as they break the huddle and come out in spread formation.
Yeah.
Here's Lytle. Passes to the sideline, quick out, and O'Keefe is there for a pickup of about 5 yards on 1st down.
They did throw it, but pretty conservative pass, just
right.
A quick 5-yard out route to see if they can get some rhythm going. He gets out of bounds and only uses about 4 seconds off the clock.
They advance the ball to the 31-yard line, 2nd and 5 upcoming for the Saints. Exactly 90 seconds remain until halftime. Saints on top of the Chargers 7-0 here at Carroll High School. Again, 4 wideouts for the Saints. Lytle in the shotgun. Looks to throw, he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to run towards the near sideline, steps out of bounds after gaining about 3.
Another pretty conservative play call, even running out of the spread with the quarterback draw. Lytle gets out of bounds and only wastes another 6 seconds. 1:24 left in the half.
Now the problem here for the Saints, if you don't pick up the 2 yards needed for the first down, is you give it right back to Carroll.
Yep, exactly right. And that was a bit of an issue for the Saints in the second half late against Homestead last week. Right. Kind of a similar situation here. Do you run the ball? But Carroll has some timeouts left too, I believe. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. The Saints obviously want to get a first down and put all of that to bed.
Big play for the Saints, 3rd and 2. Lytle looks to throw. He's going to step up and just go down under the pressure. Sack there for the Carroll defense, and they're going to call a timeout.
Yep, they were able to get to him, and that's the downside of throwing the ball there. You get sacked and stop the clock, as the Chargers did, and now you've got to punt it to them with 1:17 left. And 1:17, even though they have not been effective offensively tonight, that's plenty of time for this Carroll Charger offense. I would suggest to you their average scoring drive this season's probably been less than that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So it was an interesting play call, because normally if you're looking at conservative calls, then you're probably going to keep the ball in bounds instead of stopping the clock after the play.
Yeah, at least he didn't throw it up for grabs. At least he went down on the blitz and made them use one of their timeouts. So it could have been worse, could have been far worse. But nonetheless, they're going to have to punt it back to Carroll here with 1:17 left in the half.
So a timeout on the field, as Carroll is going to get this ball. And we'll see what they can do on offense. This is their 2nd time in 11 years under Coach Dinan, starting 4-0. The first time they've done it in the SAC. The other time they did it was in 2014. Let's check in with Sean McBride down on the sideline. Sean, what do you have for us?
Yeah, guys, just a note here from the sidelines. It is a tremendously hard-fought battle so far, as you can tell by the score. Either team not willing to give an inch here whatsoever. A lot of hard hits, a lot of pads popping, and a lot of desire out there on a gridiron. This is going to be a really very interesting minute 17 left coming up here. Back up to you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sean.
I'm curious right out of the gate whether the Chargers come after this punt or whether they try to set up a return for better field position and start with their offense. We'll see what they elect to do. Looks like they might be coming after this.
Garrett's back, standing at his own 15-yard line. Here's the snap. He gets the punt away. Another line drive. Bouncing up in the air at the 35 down to Englert. He's going to let it go, and it will trickle down to about the 27.
Really good punt by Simon Garrett. Not only did he get it off under some duress back there, that Carroll brought some pressure, but he was able to get a punt off that they were unable to return. That's the best kind of punt that you can make, so kudos to the Saints punter on that one.
Especially with a dangerous return man such as Englert back there. So Carroll's going to come out with 1:06 on the clock, and they're going to start things at their own 27-yard line. They'll go trips wide to the far side, one receiver to the near side, Becker in the shotgun. Awaiting the snap, and here it is. He's going to roll to his left, fire across the middle, and overthrown. Gavin Groves probably could have got his mitts on it if he would have seen the ball coming.
It looked like Cam Hedgecock was the intended receiver there on that particular play, and Becker just simply overthrew it on the run. He was running left and throwing with his right and really just didn't get squared up.
Right. So 2nd and 10, Chargers. Here's Becker, looks to the near side. Fabini gets upended. This time tosses it over to Englert, and it is picked off. Intercepted by the Saints.
Callan Stauffer.
Stauffer with a huge play, and that was an unbelievable play. He was looking for Englert just kind of on a wheel route down the sideline, and Stauffer just outplayed Englert for the football.
Yeah, they almost looked as if they switched positions there, where Stauffer was the receiver and Englert was the defensive back. Great position by the Saints defensive back there.
And the Carroll faithful somewhat stunned right now as the Saints are looking like they're going to shut out the Chargers in the first half as Becker throws his second interception of the season here in this first half.
Now we've flipped the table here again. Are the Saints going to get aggressive with the ball at midfield? You would expect them to with 54.4 left.
Absolutely. They're going to do 3 receivers to the right side. Lytle's going to roll in that direction. Fires, hits Campbell across the middle. And Campbell not only gains 7 yards, but gets out of bounds as he drags the defender with him.
Really heady play for a young receiver there, Sam. Just a sophomore.
And the clock is running.
They must have said he didn't get out of bounds.
Wow. That is a huge play because now Lytle has to clock it after losing about 15 seconds.
Well, they never got him to the ground. They ran him out of bounds, but for some reason, the official on that sideline, I guess, determined that his forward progress had been stopped.
That's the only way they don't stop the clock when the player gets out of bounds.
The Saints don't look very pleased with that call over there, but nonetheless, that's the only thing they could have possibly called there.
And I'm not sure, do the Saints have one timeout left? They might have wanted to conserve it, but by doing so, they wasted down and are down to 3rd down already. 3rd and 4 for the Saints. They're at the Carroll 43-yard line. Here's a snap. Lytle looks to throw. He's got time. Fires it across the middle. O'Keefe has the catch. Down at the 30 to the 25-yard line, and he finally goes down inside the 25.
It's a first down. You've got plenty of time. The chains are moving. Just get a play off. Get a play off right here. Have a play called and get it off.
Right. Lytle looks like he's going to spike it instead.
They're going to clock it and waste it down, but I guess with 20.7, it's not a huge deal.
Now, here we go. Late first half, the ball at the 23, so I would say we are on the fringe of Belanda's field goal range.
Yeah, probably nearly. I would anticipate he's probably good from at least 35, so they probably need another 5 yards or so.
If you go back to the Carroll game last year, Belanda kicked a field goal right at the end of the first half that made it 3-0. So very similar ball game here.
Wind's kind of out of the north a little bit. He'd be kicking up against it just a bit, I believe. So they probably want to pick up some more yardage here.
2nd and 10. Lytle's going to roll to the left, looking to throw, running out of time. Fires it across the pattern, and that one's out of bounds, intended for Sam Campbell, as we take down to 13.9 seconds.
Brendan got stuck pretty good on that one over by the Carroll sideline as he released the ball. So trying to make a little something out of nothing. I think they were trying to pick up a quick out route, and the receiver was covered, and he just kind of extended the play, hoping for somebody else to come open, and nobody really did.
So it's 3rd down, 13 seconds, and the Saints have a tough proposition here because if they do not pick up the first down, they cannot run up and spike the ball on 4th down. They're going to have to play the sidelines here. Nope, they're going to run it through the middle.
I think they have
KJ Tittman, yes, they do have that one timeout left, and they're going to call it with 7 seconds left and send in their field goal unit, I believe.
Yep, use the last one right there.
Timeout, Dwenger.
So the Saints take a timeout, and we will take a short timeout as well. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
At Story Point Fort Wayne, it's the little details that mean the most, like a simple smile as you pass through the hallway, or sitting down to dinner to find your steak cooked perfectly, like receiving a knock on your door to make sure you're attending an event, or residents coming together to watch the big game on TV. At Story Point Fort Wayne, we focus on the details to make sure each day for every resident is truly special. If you're thinking about senior living, call 1-855-40-STORY today to learn more about Story Point. That's 1-855-407-8679.
1.
Back at Carroll High School, the Saints facing a 4th and 2 with 7 seconds left in the first half. Ball on the 15-yard line of Carroll, and the Saints field goal unit is out there as Belanda's going to attempt to put this one through. It looks like it will be about a 33-yard attempt. Awaiting the snap. Snap is high but is put down. Belanda puts it up. It is long enough, and it is good. And now a flag on the play after it was over. We'll check the penalty. Couple Saints slow to get up. And that's unsportsmanlike conduct against Carroll.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, Carroll.
But that's going to be after the play, I believe. So they're going to keep the field goal.
Yeah, I would assume this will be tacked on to the kickoff here
right.
with 1.3 left.
Well, that's a call you never like to see on either sideline. But the Saints will take the 3 points, and they lead this one 10-0 with 1 second left. So I like what the Saints did there on that short possession. A couple plays made by the Saints through the air. KJ Tittman picking up a gain on the ground that put them just into field goal range, and Belanda did the rest.
Yeah, they capitalized on that interception at midfield. They pretty much had written off any points before the end of the first half, allowed Carroll to make a mistake there, and were able to get points out of it. So, Saints have played a really, really solid, fundamental first half.
Yeah.
Exactly what they wanted to do in controlling the time of possession, controlling the game so far, and the scoreboard indicates that.
So after the penalty, they're going to be kicking this one off from across midfield at the 45-yard line. And likely Dwenger's just going to squib this one down the middle of the field with 1 second left. Belanda set to put this one into play. Chargers are waiting it deep. They do kick it deep, but it's into the end zone, and that's an automatic touchback. So the Carroll offense will get one play on the field, but with 1 second left, I don't think they'll be wanting to risk too much here.
Yeah, you would expect them probably just take a knee and go in and regroup at halftime, but you never know.
We know they've got a lot of receivers who can make plays down the sideline.
And a quarterback with a rocket arm.
Yep.
So, you just never know in this instance.
Becker's going to be in the shotgun. Here's a snap. He is looking to throw. Pressure comes through. He'll toss it deep down the sideline. Englert is there, and it's almost intercepted yet again. Knocked incomplete. Stauffer again on the coverage, blanketing Englert. And we are going to go to the halftime with Bishop Dwenger on top of Carroll, 10-0. We'll step aside, be back with our halftime show. You are listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
All right, let's do 3 right here.
Programming on Redeemer Radio is underwritten in part by locally owned Bob Busher Homes, specializing in designing and building high-quality custom homes on lots, land, and lakes. Visit our website at bobbusherhomes.com to explore floor plans, building
we can do that.
homes
extra
for
one in,
sale,
sure.
remodel information, and our open house schedule. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Bob Busher Homes. We make your dreams come true.
The unpredictable Midwest weather can be tamed thanks to Current Mechanical. Call Current Mechanical for all your commercial, industrial, and institutional needs for heating and air conditioning. Current Mechanical will custom design a solution just for you. Current Mechanical, delivering value, quality, and performance. Current Mechanical is a proud sponsor of Redeemer Radio Sports. Call 420-8138 or visit us on the web at currenthvac.net.
Illumination Solutions is a family-owned and operated business that specializes in LED low-voltage landscapes and holiday lighting for homes and businesses. And now we introduce our new business called The Mosquito Doctor that specializes in mosquito barrier and event spraying. In addition, mosquito misting systems are also available. The phone number is the same for both businesses at 260-489-1000.
We need to...
But you knew what to say because of something you heard on Redeemer Radio? All of us are still learning more about the richness of our faith, and Redeemer is helping people do that. If you believe in helping others to explain our faith, or have been able to do so yourself, consider investing in Redeemer Radio.
Welcome back, folks. Halftime here at Carroll High School. Bishop Dwenger on top of the Chargers, 10-0. Tonight's halftime sponsor, Shawnee Construction and Engineering. a full-service construction firm that meets and exceeds expectations. With a 94% repeat and referral business, when we say partnering for a lifetime, we mean it. With that, we welcome you into our halftime show at Carroll High School. As we mentioned, Bishop Dwenger has been the aggressor. They have been dominant on both sides of the football, and Carroll, uncharacteristically, has not gotten much going at all on offense. Corey, we knew that this Bishop Dwenger defense was going to present a challenge unlike anything the Chargers had faced thus far this season. Have you been surprised at how effective they've been able to be?
I really have, but maybe I shouldn't be. After watching the game a year ago, Carroll came in a similar situation, and the Saints held them to 3 points. They seem to have the blueprint for that Carroll offense so far. So outstanding job by the Saints defensive staff and their players in executing the game plan. And then offensively, they've done exactly what they wanted as well. They've possessed the ball. They've done it a little differently than we really expected. We sort of thought more of a ground and pound than through the air, but they've been effective nonetheless at maintaining the football, keeping it out of the hands of the Chargers, and putting points on the board. So, I mean, they can't possibly be a whole lot more happy than they could be at 10-0 at the half here.
Yeah, and we mentioned the fact that Bishop Dwenger has lost a fumble in this game. They turned it over inside the 10-yard line on 4th down when they could have kicked a field goal. And despite those miscues, they still sit with a 10-point advantage here at halftime. So they have to feel great about where they're at.
No doubt about it. Absolutely. Got to be really pleased. And, I would anticipate more of the same out of them in the second half.
And we know we'll expect plenty out of young Mr. Becker in this one. You can never count this offense out, this kid out. He's shown great resiliency already thus far in his high school career.
No question. I'm sure they're regrouping at halftime. Coach Papagiannis, their offensive coordinator, and head coach Doug Dinan, I'm sure, are rallying the troops right now, putting together a little bit better game plan, probably working down their script of plays for this first series out of the second half. It's going to be vital to them to get something going and have some success here early in the second half.
Well, now it's time to take a look at some first half stats. We're going to send it over to Kevin Stats Thompson, who's going to fill us in. Kevin, what do you have?
All right, for Bishop Dwenger tonight, we got Brennan Lytle that's airing it out tonight with 201 yards of passing. That's 18 attempts, 13 completions for the 201 yards.
Wow.
And they're actually spreading it around tonight to receivers. You got Rocco Sioka, O'Keefe, Campbell, and Tittman all with receptions. Sioka leading the way with 73, O'Keefe 4 catches for 52. Sam Campbell 3 catches for 50, and then Devin Tittman had the 1 reception for 23 yards. So kind of spreading around other than just Sioka tonight. But on Carroll's side, we got Becker. He's, unlike him, but he is 7 completions, 17 attempts for 92 yards. And the rushing game is not much. They only have 11 carries for 16 yards on the rushing. So that's all we have.
Time of possession, I'm looking over your shoulder at time of possession here, and pretty amazing. It appears the Saints have had a dramatic lead in time of possession, Kevin.
Well, yeah. I don't think that's uncommon, though, with Carroll, because they score so quickly usually. Their offense doesn't possess the ball for very long, but tonight it's because they're getting off the field so quickly after 3 and outs.
No, that's a good
and a lot of incompletions tonight.
Yeah.
Yep, stopping the clock.
Yeah, so it has been an unusual first half for Carroll. That much is for sure. You look at this, we talked about how Carroll has not played a defense like this. And let's check in with you, Sean, now down on the sideline. What has your impressions been of this Dwenger defense and what they've been able to do?
Yeah, you're exactly right, Eric. When we talk about that Dwenger defense, really it's the defensive secondary that has stepped up quite a bit tonight. If you look at what's happened, they're flying to the ball. The pressure has been there. They've had some takeaways and knocking the ball down. So it'll be very interesting to see what the Carroll coaching staff can do in the second half to try and get their receiver core more active in this game. Well, more successfully active in this game.
Well, you bring up a great point, Sean, about the secondary. That was an area that we identified earlier in the season. There was a real question mark for the Saints defense, and they have come to play tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So speaking about that defense, Bishop Dwenger comes into this game. We mentioned how they held Carroll to 3 points last year. So far in this game, we've seen them have a similar effort. And Carroll, the defenses they have faced thus far between Lures, Snyder, Northside, and Northrop, those are 4 teams with whose defenses have combined to give up an average of 33 points a game. So Carroll has yet to really play some of the better defenses in the SAC, and I think that's noticeable tonight.
Well, yeah, and it's given them a false sense of confidence of maybe what they have the ability to achieve. So, I'm sure they're licking their wounds in the locker room right now, trying to figure out why the stuff they've run all season isn't working right now. So they'll try to figure it out, regroup, and like I said, I think that first possession offensively of the second half for the Chargers is going to be huge.
Well, we will take a timeout here and be back with the rest of our halftime show. You are listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
My grandma thought the mission of Redeemer Radio was so important she included them in her will. I love knowing that passing on our faith was so important to my grandma.
All right, can we play the 2-minute spot after this one?
Make Christ known and contribute to
Awesome.
the mission.
Thank you.
When I hear Redeemer on the radio, I will forever hear my grandma.
You too can share our faith with the next generation by remembering Redeemer Radio in your will or estate.
How do we join a new group? Typically, we receive and accept an invitation to belong. Second, there is recognition of shared values or belief. Finally, we modify our actions to align with the group or behave. Belong, believe, behave. For someone newly approaching faith communities, it can feel like this order is mixed up. It may feel that I have to believe or behave a certain way before I can belong. Even worse, I may see hypocrisy in how those who belong and claim to believe actually behave and be driven away. The beauty is that Jesus invites all. He famously derided the rich and powerful, instead seeking out and inviting the outcasts, the materially and spiritually poor. And the church he founded is meant to be a hospital for the broken, not a museum for the perfect, including the hypocrites. And all, including you, are welcome. Let's listen today to a couple of these invitations. The Spirit and the bride say, "Come." And let him who hears say, "Come." And let him who is thirsty come. Let him who desires take the water of life without price. Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Let's pray. Jesus, our light, you say, "Come." Help us accept this free invitation. May we all know that we belong in your love.
All right, I'll bring it back to you after
This
this
is
one.
Mike Kelly with Pray for Two. Listen to them anytime at prayfor2.com or on the Redeemer Radio app.
We are back at Carroll High School. 10-0 your halftime score. The Bishop Dwenger Saints on top of the Carroll Chargers. Thank you for joining us on this special Saturday night of high school football here. We thank you for tuning in on Redeemer Radio. We also thank you for tuning in for those of you watching on the Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions YouTube channel. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Well, Corey, we mentioned this game taking place on Saturday, so we had a full SAC slate of action last night, minus these two teams. And, boy, we had some interesting ball games, didn't we?
Yeah, the one that stands out for me is Lures being able to pick up a win against Northside. North has been playing some really good football this year, and I think maybe Northside surprised Lures a year ago in that contest, and just the opposite last night. So congratulations to the Bishop Lures Knights on that win.
Yep, Bishop Lures coming out with the 49-46 win. That's their second win of the year. They've scored 49 points in both wins. So hats off to the Knights for picking up the win. Also, Concordia topped Northrop 20-6. Concordia just they are a team that is completely different with Brandon Davis under center. 3-0 with him, 0-2 without him.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious that he is the guy, the trigger man that makes them go. And we knew they have a good defense, on that side of the ball, but Brandon Davis had been able to connect to Grossman and some of their receivers and has just done a really nice job for them. And as you mentioned, he's kind of the catalyst of that.
You mentioned that Concordia defense. They've given up 40 points in 5 games.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, coming into the season, we had heard that they were pretty high on their defense down there at Zollner Stadium. So kudos to them. And then, the other thing that kind of shocked me last night a little bit was Snyder.
Yeah, Snyder was coming up on the short end, 33-3 to Homestead. So they fall to 2-3 on the season, and those 3 losses all coming by 30 points.
Yeah, uncharacteristic for the Snyder Panthers. I've been hearing that they're very young, got some talented individuals, but very young. So I'm sure they'll be a whole lot better football team come playoff time than they are right now under that coaching staff down at Snyder High School, who, in my opinion, is one of the best in the state.
Right. Yep, and finally, just a hats off to Southside. The Archers picked up their first win of the season, 29-28 over Wayne. Snapped their 9-game losing streak, and it was their first win since beating Wayne last year.
Yeah, congratulations to them. I know, that's 2 programs that are desperately seeking some positive validation, and Southside able to come up with it last night.
So we mentioned the SAC race and how it's shaping up. It's just going to be really interesting, especially depending on the outcome of this game, because if Dwenger can hold on and get the win, then you're going to have Dwenger, Homestead, and Carroll all sitting at 4-1, with Carroll and Homestead yet to play.
We mentioned Snyder, but we didn't mention much about Homestead in victory in that game. And quite honestly, it appears that ever since the touchdown pass by Evan Ormsby to Nate Anderson with about 35 seconds left on the clock against the Saints, Ormsby's been on a mission. That just sort of lit a fuse in him, and he had quite a night last night, it sounds like. So Evan Ormsby coming of age for Homestead brings a new dimension to their offense.
Absolutely. So we'll have to watch the SAC as it continues to play out. Of course, Bishop Dwenger doing their part tonight to try to stay relevant in the SAC title race. So we are down less than a minute left in the halftime. Both teams out on the field. Bishop Dwenger's kickers are out. The rest of their team still talking it over. And Corey, as you put your coach's hat on, if you are Bishop Dwenger right now, do you stay with the air game? We want to see them obviously control the clock in the second half if they have a lead. But this aerial assault is what's got them the lead. I think they need to stick with it, and never to say that they are going to abandon the run, but I think what they have seen with their running game struggles is that, hey, we also have another side of this offense that we have yet to really put on display and take advantage of to its full extent. And they feel like they have the playmakers with Lytle, with the receivers, and they're letting them loose tonight.
Well, and I think maybe we haven't talked about this much, but I think they probably identified on film this week that maybe the weakest area of that Carroll defense is their secondary.
Right.
And they are picking on them mercilessly at this point, and done a nice job with that. So, yeah, I would anticipate they will continue to be as balanced as they possibly can, continue to throw the ball. On Carroll's side, I'm really interested to see what adjustments Coach Papagiannis makes offensively for them, because they have got to get something going offensively. I think they've got to, so far they really haven't solved the puzzle of how to keep the pressure off of Becker. They've got to figure out how to, the edge pressure in particular. It's really not coming from up the middle. It's the outside linebackers the Saints are sending. Fabini and Pisa off the edge are creating pressure, and Becker's in most cases having to throw before he really is comfortable and wanting to throw. So that's a big deal for a quarterback in particular. So Coach Papagiannis is going to have to do something to try to stem that, whether it's more rollout packages, more, I don't know what it is, but they're going to have to do something to try to come up with an answer for that edge pressure.
Absolutely. Well, folks, just a reminder, the St. Felix Catholic Center in Huntington, Indiana offers one-day and overnight retreats with over 70 rooms. Be sure to visit Our Lady at her grotto and walk these 30 scenic acres. St. Felix is the former home of Blessed Solanus Casey. Visit their website at sfcatholiccenter.com to schedule your next meeting or retreat. Teams are back warming up with some time left on the clock, and we're going to step aside one last time and be back with our third quarter of action. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Think of Briscoe Dentistry for your family's dental care. Dr. Todd Briscoe and team know that your body is more than just teeth and gums. Your oral health affects the performance ability of your entire body. And on the field or court, you want your body to perform at its best. So trust Dr. Briscoe and team to provide the ultimate in preventative, periodontal, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry. To optimize your body's performance, contact Dr. Briscoe at 260-486-9950 or on the web at briscoedentistry.com.
We are back at Carroll High School, getting set to start this third quarter of action. It will be the Bishop Dwenger Saints on offense first. So they coming off of the field goal to make it 10-0. They'll get the ball first here as well.
Have a great opportunity to come out and put a good drive together right out of the gate here. It's going to be critical on both sides of the ball to see how this opening 5 minutes or so of the third quarter goes.
Again, we've talked about Becker's numbers coming into this game, over 1,200 yards passing, 16 touchdowns, no interceptions. Well, tonight, thus far, no touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, interesting. We build him as Mr. Everything, and the key to their offense, well, he really has been, because he just hasn't got going yet, and nor has their offense.
And another thing about their offense, and particularly their receivers, Corey, Becker's had to get the ball out so quickly tonight that the receivers haven't had a lot of deep routes and deep patterns they've been able to run. But these two guys with Englert and Coverstone, their average catches, Englert averaged 26 yards a catch, Coverstone 18 yards a catch. They have not had time to run those type of patterns tonight.
No, that's a great point. Everything's been a quick hitch or a quick out just because the pressure has necessitated that. So, yeah, they're going to have to figure out a way to free those guys up a little bit.
Here we go. Third quarter is underway. And Dwenger's going to receive this one from their own 9-yard line. It is O'Keefe through the middle, following his blockers up across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, pretty good return, pretty good coverage, though, also by Carroll. Saints will start at around, as you mentioned, the 27.
And it'll be interesting to see Carroll as we go down the stretch. Again, this is uncharted territory for them. They're not used to trailing. They're not used to having 0 points at halftime. There's a lot of things about this game that they're not used to. So we'll see how well Becker and the offense and Coach Dynan and the coaching staff react to that.
Very much so. The second half is going to tell us a lot about both of these ball clubs.
First and 10 Saints. They're going to come out with trips to the near side and now send another man out there. It'll be Tittman on the wheel route. He's going to get the catch. He's got some blocks as he tiptoes down the sideline across the 30 to about the 35.
Yeah, big hit by the Carroll Chargers, number 45 there on the sideline, Craig McGinnis, a name we haven't called tonight, and he's one of their leading tacklers, so that tells you all you need to know. He finally gets involved here, but it took him all the way till the second half.
So they swing that one out to Tittman behind the trips receivers, and they all serve as leading blockers for Tittman, almost like an extended running back handoff to the near side. He picks up 9, second and a long 1. Lytle's in the shotgun. Here's a snap. This time inside handoff. Tittman makes cut back across the 40-yard line. Good for 5 yards and a Bishop Dwenger first down.
Little inside zone play, just right up the gut mostly, and pick up a first down for the Saints.
So the Dwenger offense looking good here early on in the third quarter as they move this ball. They're at the 42-yard line. Content to take as much time as they want.
Yeah, doing exactly what they want to do, Eric.
Yeah.
And use that play clock and move the chains.
They'll come out now in shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the far side and O'Keefe down here on the near side. Here's the snap. Handoff. KJ Tittman awaiting for a hole to open up and gets about 2 yards there as he patiently follows his blockers up close to the 44-yard line.
Little counter play where they pulled the tight end out in front. We haven't seen that one out of the Saints before, and that's a new running game wrinkle that's interesting, but didn't amount to much, just a couple of yards.
Be 2nd and 7 for the Saints. Again, 2 receivers to the far side and 1 out to the near side, Lytle's left. Here's a snap. Lytle looks to throw. It's across the formation. Sam Campbell has the catch and is immediately taken down by Hunter Mertz after a short gain.
Yeah, great coverage there by Mertz on that quick out route. Was no surprise there. The Saints did not catch the Chargers in any kind of surprise, for sure.
Big play here for the Charger defense as they try to get off the field on 3rd down. 3rd and 8 yards for the Saints. Charger cheerleaders trying to get their Carroll fans up onto their feet here. Trips to the near side for Bishop Dwenger. Lytle looks to throw. He's got some pressure. Tiptoes around it. Now ball from behind, hit, and it is a fumble. It is picked up by the Saints and actually gaining several yards on the play. Yep. And the Saints are able to avoid disaster on that play, and they'll get a chance to punt it away.
Yeah, Brendan Lytle very lucky on that particular play. He didn't really have the ball secure as he was wandering around in the backfield trying to extend the play there, and it got knocked out, and he's fortunate that KJ Tittman was there to pick it up.
Tittman gains a couple yards there, makes it 4th and 7. Offense remains on the field on 4th down. We'll see what Lytle elects to do here. If it's a punt, he does take a step back. He's going to do a quick punt here. And he does just that. No one back to return this. Taking a Dwenger bounce inside the 20-yard line and just inside the 15. Nicely done by Mr. Lytle.
Yeah, real weapon there. Anytime your quarterback is able to do that, it keeps a return from developing from the other team. They have a tough time sending a guy back to catch it. And so, yeah, a nice swap of the field. So Carroll, defensively, able to get off the field and do what they wanted to right out of the break at halftime. Let's see if their offense gets going.
8:47 to go in this 3rd quarter. Carroll's going to start at their own 14-yard line, down 10-0. 3 wide receivers out to the right side, 1 to the left. Here's Becker in the shotgun. Takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking to throw, fires it over the middle, and again off target, looking for Englert, and Becker took a hit after that play.
He did, and there were multiple Saints there. They brought at least 5 on pressure, might have been 6. And he just does not, even on his rollouts, doesn't have a whole lot of time to operate to find a receiver downfield. I know he threw that before he wanted to.
Yeah. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for Carroll, again on their own 14-yard line. Here's Becker looking towards the trips on the near side, passes to the other direction, and it's going to be immediately hit, tackle there in the backfield.
John Michael Fabini on the tackle of Aiden Lazoff. They ran a little running back screen and were able to get it off, but Fabini was not fooled and made the tackle for a loss.
Did an excellent job of reading Becker's eyes. As soon as he turned back in the direction of the screen, Fabini was shot out like a rocket to make the play. Here is Becker rolling out. Again, pressure there. Cover Stone. And is it picked on the sideline? It is.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Calvin Stauffer is having quite the night. Heck of an interception there on the sideline. Outstanding job.
His 2nd pick of the game, but there's a flag. It's going to go against the Saints.
We got a roughing the passer.
It was 3rd and 13.
Roughing the passer on the play, and the Saints have been consistently getting pressure and knocking Becker down. This one happened, it appears, just a little after he threw it downfield.
Wow, so a huge break there for the Chargers, and Stauffer was thinking he had his 2nd pick of the night.
And it was a tightrope pick. I can't believe that he caught that in bounds, but an outstanding job on the sideline there, but all for naught. But the simple fact is Carroll still hasn't figured out a way to pick up the edge pressure blitzes from the Saints. They're alternating, it seems. Fabinho blitz one time, Pisa the next. Then they're bringing Tittman in the middle And so they are really confusing that Carroll offensive front.
So instead of an interception by the Saints, it's a first down for the Chargers. Another throw here, looking back, and an incomplete pass. Coverage there put on by the Saints, number 22. That was Peza. And again, Becker hit as he threw.
Yep, Sam Pisa back there on the coverage, and ball was intended for Aiden Lazoff, but Becker continues to be getting himself back up off the turf after he throws each pass. The Saints are really bringing the heat.
Well, and so far the adjustment, we've seen Carroll try to put out some of those longer patterns, and as a result, we've seen the Dwenger defense have time to get to him. Here again, they reach Becker, and this time going down for a sack, it's Devin Tittman.
Yeah, and he came from the middle linebacker spot, but he didn't come up the middle. He came around the edge during that rollout pattern and just kind of took Becker by surprise. That's kind of a sneaky little blitz there by the Saints of their middle backer around off the edge.
That's going to back Carroll way up, 3rd and 22, back at their 14-yard line. 2 receivers out to each side for Becker. Here's a snap, looking to throw across the middle. Here comes the pressure. Fabini doesn't get to him in the end zone, and he launches it down the sideline, up for grabs. And a pile comes down with it together. They're going to give it to the offense.
Mason Englert went up for a jump ball and made the catch. Callan Stauffer and Adam Lee were both there, but were unable to come down with the ball. And it was almost a simultaneous catch kind of thing. And now we've got, it looks like, a penalty on the Saints. A little unsportsmanlike conduct. I think they were chirping a little bit after the play because they thought they intercepted it.
They did.
And that's what took place. But you know, we had a similar play to that last week's game against Homestead where the receiver and the defensive back both came down with it, and normally it's the receiver that gets credited with the catch.
Right. And that's what they called here. So huge pickup on 3rd and 22, plus the penalty yardage. Carroll's got the ball at the 25-yard line of the Saints now, 1st and 10. Inside handoff to Lazoff. He follows his blockers, and he is going to walk into the end zone, but we do have a flag, now 2 flags.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming back in one way, shape, or form. We've got multiple flags, a lot of laundry all over the field here. Let's see what they're going to call.
Really interesting drive as multiple huge plays by both sides are being wiped out by penalties. This one is coming back. We're still waiting for the official call.
Got a hold on Carroll. After the play. Unsportsmanlike. Also against Carroll. Wow. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. You thought you scored a touchdown, and the next thing you know, you've got 30 yards of penalties to tack on.
You know, that unsportsmanlike conduct call is one that sometimes the officials swallow their whistle, but we've seen it called 3 times tonight.
We have. They're going to keep the taunting to a minimum here.
Right.
And that must have been what took place there. I can only assume that the Carroll players, as they finally scored, had a few things to say about it. It's going to take them all the way back to the 39-yard line.
1st and about 20 for the Chargers after the penalty. So instead of 6 points, they are back behind the sticks. Becker in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Looking to throw. This time he's got some time. Launches it down the middle. Groves is there to make the play. And no, Englert comes down with the football.
Again, Englert fights for that ball.
Wow.
This time with Gavin Groves, and Englert comes down with it. Tremendous hands by Englert.
And give the Dwenger defense credit. They've been in position to make the play.
They're not making the play
but
right
they're
now.
not. No, it's Englert wrestling the ball away from the defenders on both those plays. Now 1st and goal for Carroll. Handoff through the middle. And up near the goal line to about the 2.
22, Luke Carmody on the carry. Yep. And they're going fast. They want to go right back up to the line of scrimmage and go quickly. The Saints are trying to, Saints have got too many on the field.
And a flag before that can get off.
They were trying to make a substitution in the midst of a no-huddle play.
Yep.
And that's a no-no.
Saints call a timeout before a penalty can get thrown. And we will step aside. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Brady Benefits and Associates, your trusted advisors, help employers and their employees live well, work well, and retire well with proper insurance, investment, and retirement income planning strategies. Call Matt Brady at 220-8800 or visit them at bradybenefitusa.com for more information on how Brady Benefits can help your business today.
Welcome back to Carroll High School. The Chargers have a 1st and goal on the 2, and Corey, this drive alone has had all the drama of a football game packed into it.
It really has. Multiple penalties, tremendous catches. We thought there were interceptions, but they end up being catches. Yeah.
And we thought there was a touchdown, and that was wiped out.
Now we think it's 1st down, but the sticks and the scoreboard are both indicating 2nd down, so I'm a little confused here.
Well, Carmody was stopped at the 2-yard line on that last play. And that was on 1st down,
okay,
so it'll be 2nd and goal.
Okay, 2nd and goal. Here we go.
They'll spread things out, trips to the far side for Becker. He's very dangerous with his legs. He's going to keep it himself, looking to get to the end zone. He's going to be stopped short on the 1-yard line.
Looked like it was a speed option play that Becker just cut up in there on his own without any pitch to the running back. And now they're going to go power look, I think. Yep. They're going to put their full house T backfield in here. And, that has not been successful against the Saints thus far tonight. So we'll see if they can power it through here.
It has not against the Saints, but Hunter Mertz has a reputation for those short yardage touchdowns. He is a touchdown machine inside the 5-yard line.
He does, but when the spread team gets in a full house tee and tries to run with power, oftentimes it doesn't work.
Here we go, 3rd and goal from the 1. Mertz with a handoff, looking to push the pile, and they get in. Touchdown Chargers.
Yep, and that's exactly what the Chargers wanted to do early here in the 3rd quarter. Has come out in the 2nd half and put some points on the board, and we got us a new ball game now.
That we do. On the board with 5:42 to go in the 3rd quarter, and trying to kick the extra point to make this a 3-point game. High snap, but the kick is up, and it is good. So with 5:42 to go in the 3rd quarter, your score, Bishop Dwenger 10, and Carroll 7. We'll step aside. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
What's the difference between Notre Dame Federal Credit Union and a bank? Well, banks are owned by investors looking to make a profit. Notre Dame FCU is different. We are a not-for-profit, member-owned cooperative. Our mission is to help our members improve their lives by providing products and services to save them money. If we end up with too much money ourselves, we simply give it away to our members' favorite charities. Last year, over $1 million. You already share our values. Why not share in our benefits? Notre Dame Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back, folks, to Carroll High School. The Chargers are now on the scoreboard, courtesy of a 1-yard Hunter Mertz touchdown run. And 10-7, as Corey said, we have a new ball game here.
Yeah, the Chargers were able to capitalize there on a couple of 50-50 balls, is what I call them. Just the kind of balls that were thrown downfield that could have been intercepted, could have been caught by the offensive player, and in both cases, the offense won out. So kudos to them for capitalizing.
High kickoff field at the 10-yard line by Groves. Nope, that's O'Keefe. O'Keefe's going to go through a couple defenders, sidestep another across the 30 to 35, about the 39-yard line.
And he made some kickoff guys make look a little bit silly there on that return. O'Keefe did a nice job there. Good run back.
Well, this is going to be a big drive for the Saints. Right now, the Chargers with the momentum after that score, the Saints do not want to give the ball right back to that offense as it is gaining confidence.
No doubt about it. They need to sustain a drive here. It doesn't necessarily need to be on the ground as we've seen all night long, but they need to move the chains a couple of times.
Saints have to not get distraught after that last drive. Of course, they had them stopped. First, they had the interception. Then they thought they had them stopped on 3rd down, only to have the roughing the passer. Here is O'Keefe running across the pattern. His speed out to the far side only gets him a couple yards on first down.
Yeah, went with a little jet sweep there to Henry O'Keefe, but I think the Saints if they're going to run the football, they're better off doing it north and south rather than east and west. Carroll has the ability to close off the edge pretty well,
right?
But I think the Saints' ability to just run straight ahead is where they need to stay in the run game.
Yep, I agree. They've been getting consistently 4 or 5 yard runs up the middle, particularly with Devin Tittman as the ball carrier. 2nd and 8 for the Saints. Lytle is going to swing it out. It is Tittman, KJ Tittman across the 30, across the 40, full head of steam, puts his head down and picks up a Dwenger first down right at the midfield stripe.
He just ran right over Cade Dinan, number 4 for the Carroll Chargers, and outstanding job. KJ not only ran a good route and made a nice catch, but he ran what looked like Hunter Murs had the edge on him, and he just outran him and then ran over Dinan in the process.
KJ showcasing some speed on that play. And the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. 4:27 to go in this third quarter, 10-7 Saints. Lytle motioning traffic as O'Keefe crosses the pattern. And that's going to be a false start on the Saints.
Yep, just looked like maybe the center didn't know the snap count. He appeared to be the only guy who didn't move there.
Yeah. So 5 yards marched off against the Saints, be back at their own 45-yard line. You know, Corey, this is just the time in the ball game where the team with the lead either crumbles after seeing the opposition finally get on the scoreboard and get some momentum, or they assert themselves and put together a solid drive. Lytle's going to roll out to the right side, looking to throw, passes it down. He's got O'Keefe open. He makes the catch on the far sideline down to about the 30-yard line.
They had Murs running with him in coverage, and O'Keefe just simply ran by him on a corner route and picked up a great big reception for a first down for the Saints. And you just mentioned it, Eric. I mean, this is a key deal, and they moved the chains just like they needed to.
Already a couple first downs on this drive. Ball marked at the 31-yard line, and I think the Saints will take that O'Keefe on Mertz matchup any day of the week. And nothing against Hunter Mertz, who is a very strong linebacker, but O'Keefe has the speed to get by him. First down, they're going to hand it off. Devin Tittman doesn't find an opening at first. Now tiptoes his way through the line, and he's going to be close to the 25-yard line.
Ran a counter play and did a nice job of staying behind his blockers. There were a lot of Saints out in front of Devin Tittman on that play, pick up about 5.
That's exactly what the Saints want to be doing on these first down plays, putting them in position to make a play on 2nd and 3rd. And the Saints already using some clock here on this drive. 3:22 to go in the third quarter. Saints holding on to a 3-point lead. They're going to put 2 receivers out to the right side. Lytle in the shotgun. Here's a snap, fakes the handoff, tosses it out to Sioka. Does he make the catch? No, they're going to say incomplete.
Yep, incomplete.
Yeah.
They ran a little play action hitch route, and it looked like he dove for the ball and may have come down with it, but it was the far side of the field, and the official waved it off. Big play here in this series. Although they're in kind of no man's land, so this might be 4-down territory.
Right.
3rd and 5 right here. You know, you might be willing to go for it on 4th down here.
Yep, 3rd and 5 from the 26. As the play clock ticks down to 5 seconds to go. 2 receivers to the near side, 3-2. Lytle does get the snap off, hands it off to Devin Tittman. He's looking around the far side. He's got to step on Mertz down the sideline, inside the 10, diving near the pylon. What's the call? They're going to mark him out of bounds inside the 5.
Quite honestly, he got out front of on the right side on a counter play, and it just didn't look like any of the Carroll Chargers were very interested in tackling him. He is a load, and they just simply didn't appear to want any part of him.
It will be 1st and goal Saints on the 2-yard line. Huge play there by Devin Tittman on 3rd down. And if I'm the Saints, I give it to Tittman again to finish this one off. He's going to be behind Lytle in the backfield. Lytle under center. Tippmann gets the carry. Works his way inside. Touchdown, Saints.
You are Nostradamus.
I tell you what, Corey, if the Saints go on to win this game, that might be the drive of the season.
Well, there's no doubt. They had to come back and answer after that Carroll touchdown, and they did in flying colors.
Getting set for the PAT as the Saints provide an answer there to Becker and company's first score of the game. Here's a snap. It is just barely down. Belanda puts it up and through.
Phenomenal job there by holder Max Robinson. We don't call his name very often, but he was able to take a really difficult snap and get it down for that kick.
And Belanda had the faith.
Yeah.
He was swinging his foot forward before the ball was even there.
Yeah, great job by the two of those guys.
So 17-7 your score. The Saints on top of the Chargers. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Is a financial advisor who understands your Christian values important to you? Reinbold and Anderson, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, offers financial planning that respects Christian principles. Call Reinbold and Anderson at 260-432-3235. Offices at 5750 Coventry Lane, Suite 110, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Ameriprise Financial provides financial services without regard to religious affiliation or cultural background. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
Back at Carroll High School, 17-7 your score. The Saints on top after a Devin Tippmann touchdown. They did not have Tippmann in the second half a week ago, and he's making his presence felt in the second half here tonight.
He sure is. About time for your stat, Eric. Give us your stat.
Okay, yes, so the Saints have 17 points on the board. Under Coach Garrett, the Saints are 23-0. when scoring at least 16 points in regulation. We had to add the regulation part because of last week.
And when they don't score 16 in regulation?
5-4, a pedestrian mark near 500. They'll kick this one away. It is fielded at the 10-yard line. Cade Dinan on the return gets about to the 20, and that's it.
Good coverage there by the Saints kickoff team, able to keep them around the 20-yard line and make Carroll go 80 if they want to put it in the end zone.
So we'll see what the Chargers can do to respond to the Saints after the Saints marched the ball down the field. And again, Corey, through the air and on the ground, getting the job done.
Yeah, really balanced, showing a lot of balance.
Yeah. Chargers start at their own 22-yard line. Becker's in the shotgun. Here's a snap, low snap, picks it up off the turf, chucks it down the sideline, and it is caught up across the 30-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 8 on first down. And that time on the reception was Cam Hedgecock.
You know, we see the difference. Saints didn't bring any pressure on that particular play. No linebacker blitz, and Becker had time to throw and completed about an 8 or 9 yard route.
It's one of those quick plays we saw some of in the first half. And there's going to be movement there on the part of the defense.
Yeah, drew him off with a little hard count and picked up the first down to move the chains for the first time on this drive.
Yep. Sometimes that's all it takes. Penalty, first down, gets the chains moving, gets the offense going. And again, in that hurry-up mode. Becker's got trips to the near side. Here's a snap, looking to throw. Rushes out to the near side. He's got some pressure. And does he get the ball away? No. He is going to be buried for a sack and a big hit that time by the Saints.
Sam Pisa.
Yes.
Sam did a nice job there. He came off the edge and was in pass coverage, but saw the rollout and the scramble by Becker and came up and made the stick.
That'll set him back at 2nd and 12. Becker in the shotgun again. 2 receivers out to the far side. He looks in that direction, looking to throw. Chucks it down, and it is caught for a gain of about 5.
Number 3,
Hedgecock again on the reception. That's bringing up a big 3rd and 5 for the Chargers.
Again, the Saints were content not to bring any edge pressure there and gave Becker a chance to sit back in the pocket and set up. And when he does, he's awfully good.
We've seen him have his struggles tonight when he is rolled out under pressure. This time he rolls out on his own, catches it. It's for a first down and more. Down the sideline, the 40, the 30, knocked out of bounds. But this one might be coming back, folks. A flag back at the 40-yard line.
Number 2, Bowden Hyde on the catch, and does a nice job of slipping out. Looks like it's coming back. We've got a high-low. It looks like they're going to call in the middle.
Personal foul coming back.
Chop block.
Yep. Again, a huge play there. Penalties have been monster in this game, not necessarily because of the number of them, but just the magnitude of the moments that they've occurred in, Corey.
Yeah, those chop blocks are typically a high-low situation where one offensive lineman is engaged with a defensive lineman up top, and another offensive lineman comes in underneath and cuts the legs out. They call that a chop block, and it's kind of a high-low situation is what I typically call it.
Well, that'll put Carroll back behind the sticks. It's going to be 3rd and 16. Carroll's got the ball on their own 29-yard line.
Some question now from the officiating crew about something. Looks like we had to walk them back a little further. Wasn't quite back far enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Saints fans will take that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's give you 5 more. So 3rd and 21. Ball back at the 25-yard line. Here's Becker in the shotgun, trips to the right side. He's going to roll in that direction. Got some pressure, gets it away down the sideline. Englert again, a one-on-one situation, and it falls incomplete. Carroll sideline looking for a flag, and a late one on the field.
Really late.
Wow.
Calvin Stauffer was on the coverage there, and it's almost as if the official that is right on the Carroll sideline had a little help with that call from some of the coaching staff.
Had some voices in his ear, maybe. That is a tough call.
It is.
Wow.
It is. They were running stride for stride down the sideline together. Englert had inside position on Stauffer, but it didn't appear that there really was a whole lot there other than incidental contact. But nonetheless, Stauffer pays the price for it, but it doesn't result in an automatic first down.
Right. So because they were so far behind the sticks on 3rd down, they get the penalty yardage, and they still need 7 more yards for a first down. 3rd and 7 on their own 40. Again, trips to the near side. We'll see if they go towards Englert down the sideline again. Becker on the rollout. Quick pass across the middle, dropped.
Bowden Height dropped it. And that was very similar to the play that they just thought they had picked up a first down on when they had the penalty and slipped him out. He was wide open, but I think he kind of turned to run before he made the catch.
Personnel exchange, so Carroll will kick this one away on 4th down.
That's a big play. I know they really needed that catch to continue that drive and move the chains, and now they got to punt it away and down 2 scores.
17-7 your score. Saints on top of the Chargers. 42 seconds left in this 3rd quarter of play. Here's a snap. Kick is away. Nice high kick. And the Saints are not going to call for a fair catch. It's touched, and it's going to be covered up by the Saints, and they're going to throw a flag.
Might be kick-catch interference there, possibly. Didn't really give him the yardage that he needed to secure the catch. I don't think he fair caught it. Didn't put his arm up to fair catch, but you still have to give him some room to make the catch without breathing down his neck.
Heavy traffic there, so there's still... They have not actually made a call. There's a discussion by the officials in the middle of the field. And they're waving it off. So no penalty on that play.
So the Saints are lucky they jump back on the ball.
They are.
No flag on the play.
Very lucky.
Or else the Carroll offense would be setting up in the Dwenger red zone.
I get the sense that the Carroll PA announcer wasn't in love with that call either when he said no flag on the play.
Well, Dwenger would have had the ball either way, so.
That's right.
Saints take over at their own 18-yard line. 33 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. This has been a very interesting 3rd quarter. Huge plays by the Saints and the Chargers and the referees.
Yeah.
All right, they're going to set the wheel route for Tittman. He's going to fake it, look to go across the middle. He hits Sioka. He's across the 35, but we do have a flag in the backfield.
That was tight end Jack Tittman on that catch.
Correct.
Snuck out off the right side down the middle, but we got a holding call that's going to bring it back.
That's going to wipe out a 16-yard completion there, and I've been waiting for the Saints to do a fake on that wheel route.
Yeah.
That time they fake the wheel route and go across the middle, but to no avail because of the penalty.
The officials have been busy in this third quarter.
Yeah. Seems like every time they have thrown a flag, it negates a large play.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And maybe that's why they made large plays.
Exactly. There's some truth to that. So the Saints will be backed up all the way on their own 4-yard line.
Yeah.
First and long for the Saints. Lytle's going to hand this one off through the middle and pulling defenders up across the 15-yard line is Tittman, I believe.
KJ Tittman. And that's the quarter.
That it is. After 3, your score, Bishop Dwenger 17 and Carroll 7. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. We treat all walks of life, from peewees to professionals, Olympians, and those in between. You can schedule at one of our 17 locations without a doctor's order, and we communicate with your physician. We accept all insurance plans and have the highest credentialed and reputable staff. Open 7 to 7 to schedule the same day you call. IPT gets you back to work, life, and play. Indiana Physical Therapy. Call 209-2464 or indianapt.com.
Here at St. Joe Tree Farm, we want to celebrate the Christmas season with you and have fun while we stay safe on the farm. This season, social distancing will be in place and masks will be required to keep our customers and employees healthy. Our gift shop will open Fridays and Saturdays in October. Make plans to bring your kids to choose their favorite ornament. Our tree sales begin in November. Watch our website, stjoetreefarm.com, for more information. St. Joe Tree Farm offers good luck to the players tonight as well as the fans listening. Let's make this a blessed Christmas season. Together, we can do this.
Welcome back, folks. We'd like to remind you, Dr. Adam Osenga of Northeast Chiropractic Center is our 106.3 sports media sponsor. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the scores, plays, and highlights. Mike Kelly down on the sideline providing the highlights tonight. Check him out on 106.3 Sports on Twitter. So 2nd and 13 Saints on their own 15-yard line. Lytle looking to throw, fires it across the middle. Sam Campbell's there for the catch, and he gets a yard, maybe 2, before he is brought down.
Ethan Beaupre, first time we've called his name tonight, defensive back for the Chargers, number 11, in on the tackle. They ran that little in and out route, if you will. It's kind of a whip route, is what it's typically called, where Campbell looks inside and then cuts back outside, and the Chargers were all over at that time.
So they'll give him 1 yard on the forward progress, bringing up a big 3rd and 12 for the Saints. They'll spread things out with 2 receivers on each side. Lytle takes a snap, looks to throw, got pressure, sets up a screen. It is caught across the 30-yard line, and it is going to be close to a first down. It is. First down yardage for the Saints.
Brendan Lytle did a really nice job of luring the defenders to him and then dropping it in right behind him on that screen pass.
Absolutely. Big first down for the Saints. Keeps the chains moving, keeps the clock running. And the Saints, as we enter this 4th quarter, will use all the time they can, up 2 scores on the Chargers. Ball resting at the 30-yard line. And now we see a tighter formation for the Saints. Lytle's going to take the snap. He's going to roll to his right on a designed quarterback run, but they are there in the backfield. He is taken all the way out to the sideline, and he's going to get back just to the line of scrimmage and nothing else.
Yeah, did a pretty good job of getting that far, quite honestly. He shed a couple of tackles in the backfield that would have been for loss. So just to get, well, it looks like he did lose 1. 2nd and 11 here.
Yep.
2nd down.
So we'll see what the Saints can do here. They would love nothing more than a long 6 or 7 minute drive that ends in the end zone. 17-7 your score. Lytle's going to be in the shotgun with 2 receivers to the near side here. The tight side of the formation. They'll pitch it back to Devin Tittman again. He runs out of space quickly. Hits the sideline right back at the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like a buck sweep to the short side of the field, and you know, the Saints just haven't had a whole lot of success on the edge tonight, and just it really appears that their power counter game and even the inside zone up the middle are where the yardage is against this Carroll Charger defense.
It's going to be 3rd and 10 Saints, again facing another big 3rd down. They converted last time on the screen pass. We'll see what the Saints dial up this time. 10:32 to go in the ball game. In regulation, I should say. Learned that lesson last week.
No kidding, how about it?
Lytle avoids the rush, gets rid of it. It is caught by Campbell, wide open down the sideline. This one is going to come back, folks. He is all the way into Carroll territory at the 33-yard line. We have a hold on the Saints.
I'm going to come all the way back. Been a lot of laundry on the field in this second half.
Again, huge plays negated by penalties. As Campbell picked up about 40, he was wide open.
That Carroll defense looks gassed right now. If you look at their body language currently, they are tired.
Well, there's about 5 defenders that were all the way down at the 30-yard line on the opposite side of the field to make the play, and they are all just walking back. So that's going to make it 3rd and 26 after the penalty. Clock is running as we tick down to 10 minutes to go. Saints make a substitution. Lytle's going to be in the shotgun. And they're going to go trips to the far side. 1 receiver to the near side. Lytle looks to throw. Chucks it down the field. O'Keefe's running straight on a go pattern, but he cannot get there. He's in double coverage anyway. And the Saints will kick it away on 4th down.
Yeah, that really wasn't even close to being a completion. He just kind of chucked it down the field, hoping for the best, and just not really anywhere near where O'Keefe was running his route. So they're going to need to punt here and send the defense back on.
The defense has had Carroll's number throughout this game, but again, still plenty of time left. 9:49 to go, and the Chargers down by 10. Garrett standing at his own end line to punt this one away. Mason Englert standing at midfield. Garrett just does get it away. Englert's going to have a chance to return this one from the 45. And he's going to go across the right side, and nice job on the coverage there. Mason Englert lost his footing a little bit, gets it up to the 40-yard line.
Really nice tackle by Adam Lee in there on the punt team, and kept Englert from getting any farther. We got a sideline and warning on the Carroll Chargers on that particular play. And doesn't result in any yardage, but it's their first warning on the sideline.
Sideline warning on Carroll.
So, the Carroll offense having an extended talk in the huddle before taking the field, as they know time is against them and the time to act is now.
Tremendous field position for them at the 40-yard line, and you're exactly right. The time is now. I'm sure they all sense that. They need points on this drive starting so deep in the Saints territory to begin with.
Becker's in the shotgun. Trips out to the left side. The snap just dribbles out to him. Coverstone's open, and he makes the catch. And if that one was on target, Coverstone's walking into the end zone right now.
Yeah, a little wheel route there over Adam Lee, and you're exactly right. If he didn't have to wait on that, if he'd been able to catch it in stride, they would have put 6 on the board, but that's not the case. But they do pick up 20, 1st and 10 from the 20.
Yep, half their yardage to the end zone in one play. Becker getting his instructions from the sideline, now runs into the shotgun. Again, spread formation. Another low snap. He picks it up off the turf, looks to throw. He's got a pattern across the field. Mason Englert is there, and it's a touchdown, Chargers.
Wow, that's tremendous play design. That's an adjustment in the second half. They went inside a little post corner route, and he came wide open, unguarded in the left edge of the end zone there, and A big, 2-3 play drive there, Eric?
Yeah, 46 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, just an incredible drive there right out of the gate, taking advantage of that good field position.
Those are the kind of drives that Carroll fans have become accustomed to this year as the Chargers put the extra point up and through. And we have ourselves a ball game. 17-14 is your score. Dwenger holding on to a 3-point lead with a 9:03 to go in regulation. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Are you looking for an orthopedic specialist? Ortho Northeast has been serving the community for over 55 years with offices in 3 convenient locations. Dr. John Pritchard is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon with over 25 years of experience with O&E and can assist you with the best treatment plan for your knee or shoulder pain. Dr. John Pritchard is looking forward to meeting you and helping with all your orthopedic needs. Call Dr. Pritchard at 260-484-8551 or online at orthone.com.
Welcome back, folks. The Carroll Chargers have found the end zone again this afternoon, courtesy of a 20-yard touchdown pass from Jeff Becker to Mason Englert. And just like that, they are within 3 points of the Saints. I know we've said it before, but big drive coming up here by the Saints.
No question about it. The biggest upset of the night for me, really, is the fact that the Saints have put it in the air 29 times and rushed it on the ground only 21 thus far. And that's a little bit different than what we expected coming in.
Squib kick, it is covered up by the Saints, and they'll get to about the 24-yard line, and that's it.
Jack Tittman picked it up. It was bouncing around on the ground back there, but give credit to that coverage unit of the Carroll Chargers, made a big stick. Saints are going to start around the 25.
8:58 to go on the clock, and if you are the Saints, you've got to get something going here because the last thing you want to do is give it right back to a red-hot Carroll offense.
Yeah, that normally coming in a situation like this, offensive coordinator, big deal is moving the chains. You want to move the chains at least once here, get some rhythm going in your offense.
Lytle in shotgun, trips out to the right side. They'll hand it off through the middle, and tackling around the neck there is KJ Tittman getting out to the 29.
Ethan Klingler, a big defensive lineman for the Chargers, was in on the stop, but not until KJ had picked up about 5.
So it'll be a 2nd and about 6 for the Saints. Again, trips to the near side. Clock ticking down to 8:26. Here's Lytle, takes a snap. Another handoff, KJ Tittman looking for the outside edge. He will not get it as the Carroll defenders wrangle him down after a short gain.
You know, it's kind of been the same thing we've said over and over tonight. Anytime the Saints run off the, run around the edge, you know, not a lot of yardage there for them because Carroll has the ability to really close quickly on the edge. But the Saints have had the advantage up the middle. I'm surprised they haven't worked that a little more often.
3rd down and 4 Saints as the Charger faithful is on their feet. 2 receivers out to the near side. Now Sioka in motion. Here's a snap. It's going to go across the pattern, and it is a catch. It is O'Keefe down the sideline with a blocker in front of him. Down to the 40, the 35-30, the 20. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to knock him out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Simply went with a hitch route to and he shed the first tackler on that left side, and the corner wasn't able to come up with the tackle, and O'Keefe almost took it the distance.
He caught that ball right at the sticks. If he would have been tackled there, it would have been maybe 4th down, maybe just barely a 1st down, but instead O'Keefe shed the tackle, as you said, Corey, put on the burners, and we saw that speed there, caught only by one man, and now a 1st and goal for the Saints at the 3-yard line.
Took a 5-yard route almost to the house.
Lytle under center. Devin Tittman behind him. Tittman gets the carry through the middle, pushing towards the end zone, and he's inside the 1.
Yeah, just ran it right up the middle, looked like a little zone play, just sticking his neck in there, and wasn't able to get it across the goal line yet.
Which is not the worst thing in the world for the Saints because it allows them to burn some more time off the clock. Of course, as long as they get in the end zone, that is. You'd rather have the touchdown, wouldn't you?
Oh, for sure. But you're right. That's as long as they end up scoring, that's a nice byproduct.
Yep. 2nd and goal from the 1. Lytle's under center. Devin and KJ in the backfield. Devin gets the carry. He is in for a Saints touchdown.
Went with a little motion there, and they kind of switched things up on the Carroll defense. They had the fullback start on the right side. He motioned to the left and then ran right behind him. So nice play by the Saints. Try to a little surprise there on the direction they were headed to run the football.
Punch and counter punch.
Yeah.
As we go back and forth, the Saints responding to Carroll's quick touchdown with a quick one of their own. Not quite Carroll quick, but quick nonetheless.
Yeah.
Here's a snap. This snap is good. Kick is good, and kick is up and good. So your score with 6:47 left in regulation, 24-14 Saints. We'll step aside. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Mike Lay with Knights of Columbus Insurance has been humbly serving Catholic families in Northeast Indiana since 2013. Knights of Columbus Insurance is a Catholic company serving Catholic families since its founding by Venerable Father Michael J. McGivney in 1882. Does your insurance company invest in a way that complements your religious beliefs? Are they pro-life, pro-family? Are they charitable and Catholic? If you would like to work with an insurance company that follows the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops guidelines for investments, call Mike to learn about the Catholic difference. Mike Lay with Knights of Columbus Insurance, 438-8677.
Welcome back to Carroll High School. The Bishop Dwenger Saints have extended their lead 24-14 here in this fourth quarter, 6:47 on the clock. Really impressive answer there. And a big chunk of that drive came courtesy of the Henry O'Keefe catch and run. Got them down inside the 5-yard line. 2 Devin Tippmann runs later, they're in the end zone. Now Belanda back to kick things away. We know this Carroll offense can score in a hurry. They're now down by 2 scores. Here's the kick, short kick, fielded at the 15-yard line. With a full head of steam, Cade Dinan inside, up about to the 40-yard line.
It does a nice job. Did Dinan just go straight north and south and got it out to their own 40.
So nice starting field position for the Chargers. Their last drive lasted all of 2 plays before Becker put the ball in the end zone to Englert. They need 2 scores. They've got 6:41 to do it. Trips to the far side for Becker. He's in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Looks to throw. He's got some pressure. He's got to roll to his right and cannot get away. No, he does get away, and he's going to go across the middle, back reverses field across the formation, all the way inside Dwenger territory to the 40-yard line.
Wow, that was a Houdini kind of escape there by Becker. Now he's down. Looks like he's down on the field hurt, it appears, but he scrambled out of what I thought was a sure sack and worked his way about 20 yards down the field, kind of out of nowhere, but now he's down and maybe got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah. They help him up, and he's able to jog under his own power to the sideline.
They're going to have to run a play without him here.
Yep. So into the ball game, they send Logan Swaim. He is a senior signal caller for the Chargers.
Veteran senior for them. Hasn't had a lot of snaps, but he's had a few this season in mop-up duty. So, he's used to taking the reins here.
1st and 10 at the Bishop Dwenger 40-yard line. Swaim's going to hand the ball off, and it's going to be good for a gain of about 5 yards on 1st down, and that's Carmody on the carry.
Yeah, Luke Carmody, nice little run up the middle. I mean, they haven't done a lot of that tonight, but picked up 5 on that play.
Becker back in under center now, in the shotgun, I should say. Trips to the near side. 2nd and 5 Chargers. Becker rolls in that direction, and his pass is short of the intended receiver.
He's rolling left, throwing right, and he's just not getting his body squared up to his targeted receiver. And, something that a little chink in his armor there.
Had a nice block to pick up the blitzing Dwenger defense, allowed him time to get that ball away. but it falls incomplete, brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Chargers. 5:55 to go. Chargers trailing the Saints 24-14. Trips to the near side. Becker looks in that direction. Here's the pass. It is deflected at the line and falls incomplete.
That may have been Jack Tippmann in there. He doesn't play defensive line very often, but he's part of the pass rush tonight.
Yeah, he might more after tonight.
Yeah, you know, I think it's just he's in there because he presents that size and the ability to get his hands up into the throwing lanes. You don't always have to get to the quarterback to sack him to make a difference. If you can get your hands up in the passing lane like Jack did right there and knock it down, great play by Jack Tippmann.
And that brings up a huge 4th and 5 for the Chargers. 5:49 to go. Chargers have to get to the 30-yard line for a first down. Becker in the shotgun. Trips to the near side. He rolls that way, looks to throw, just does get the throw away. It is caught.
Unbelievable.
Huge conversion there.
Yeah, Cam Hedgecock on the catch. Adam Lee was draped all over him, and I'm not sure how he could have possibly covered him any better, but Hedgecock instead comes down with it anyway, and they move the chains, do the Carroll Chargers.
Sam Pisa was there in the backfield as well, and as he got up, he gave Becker a little tap on the helmet, say, hey.
Nice play.
Mad respect, bro. I think that's what the kids
say,
right?
Said? All right?
Yeah, I don't know. Becker this time tosses it to the end zone. Englert is there for a Carroll touchdown.
Yeah, you can see glimpses of how this offense can score in quick bursts. I mean, that was just a quick, skinny post route to Englert. He got a step on Callan Stauffer, and that's all it took.
Carroll strikes again with another quick score. 5:23 to go. So that drive, again, that one took just over a minute. Unbelievable how fast they can move. Kick is up and it is good. 24-21 Saints. We'll step aside. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
If you're new to an area and finding your way around, ask a local. If you're a business wanting the best talent, ask local staffing experts. We're Spherion Staffing, Fort Wayne staffing experts. Owners Tom and Elizabeth Pentenberg and their team bring over 10 years experience to hiring initiatives. Whether you need administrative, light industrial, or professional support, Spherion knows the local talent. Gain a hiring advantage. Call Spherion at 496-9900 or follow us on Facebook at Spherion Northeast Indiana.
Welcome back to Carroll High School. The Saints will be getting the ball here after the touchdown. It is Mason Englert finding the end zone yet again. 24-21 Saints is your score. 5:23 left on the clock. Back and forth we go, and we'll see what the Saints have in store here. Be interesting to see how much they go to the air. It's been very productive for them tonight. But of course, they'd love to run some time off the clock as well.
Yeah, I would expect them to maybe go back to their double tight look and try to pound it between the tackles here a little bit. Take some clock,
right?
Burn some clock, if you will, and you know, they've had 3, 4, 5 yards a carry. If they can be patient with that, they may be able to run this thing out.
Carroll had no points in the first half. 7 in the third quarter and 14 already in the fourth quarter. That offense is heating up, and the Saints would love to keep the ball away from them as long as they can. 1st and 10 Saints. Lytle in the shotgun. One receiver to each side. Inside handoff, and nothing doing there for the Saints. Tippmann is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and they ran exactly what we discussed. They ran a little power play up the middle, but give credit to the Carroll Chargers. Number 71, Jordan Hickson in there. Got a piece of him in the backfield and was able to pull him down for, looks like, just a 1-yard carry.
Clock ticks down, under 5 minutes to go. Again, that's an eternity for this Carroll offense. 2nd and 9 Saints. Lytle in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side. Now Sioka in motion across the formation. Lytle looks to throw. And he's going to throw it down the sideline. There's contact and a flag.
Yeah, we're going to have pass interference over there. Number 14 of the Carroll Chargers, the corner, Aaron Stewart, was on the coverage, and he got tied up with O'Keefe a little bit, and a little bit too much contact for the officials' opinion there.
So they'll put the penalty yardage here.
They're going to call holding and not pass interference. So.
And that is going to be a first down.
Yep, either way, first down.
First and 10 at the Dwenger 31.
So the ball now at the 31-yard line of Bishop Dwenger. They have a fresh set of downs. Clock is stopped after the penalty, though. 4:37 to go. Lytle's going to come out in the shotgun.
Double tight.
They'll hand off to Devin Tittman around the far side. He is upended. Looked like he had some room to run. And the Carroll Chargers able to get him in the turf before he was able to gain too many yards.
Tucker Steele, number 6 for the Carroll Chargers, made a really nice stop there. Just kind of went low and took the legs out of Devin for just a gain of 4. He looked like he had a whole lot more real estate than that in front of him there.
It'll be second and about 7 for the Saints.
Staying in the double tight end look.
Now at 4 minutes left in regulation. Lytle under center. He's letting every second tick off that play clock as he can. They'll hike it at 3. Now it's going to be KJ Tittman. He's going to get across the 40, somehow turning his legs. He's through the formation, down the field. The 30, the 25, 20. He is not going to be caught. Touchdown, Saints.
I'm impressed twofold on that. That's a wing counter play they ran. He started at the left wing, ran counter around to the right. He not only broke the tackle, I'm doubly impressed, not only with his ability to break 2 or 3 tackles there, but he ran away from the Carroll defense on the end of that play to score the touchdown. So showed not only some strength in the hole, but also some speed to finish it off.
And it did not even look like he had to exert himself very hard on that run down the sideline.
Very smooth.
Yeah. So KJ Tittman puts Dwenger back up by 2 scores.
Yeah, that might be the nail in it, so to speak, potentially.
Well,
hate to call that too early against a quick stride offense like the Chargers, but that doesn't help their cause.
No. High snap, again put down beautifully, and the kick is good. Your score with 3:40 to go. Bishop Dwenger 31, Carroll 21. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram knows that every buyer is different. Maybe you don't have a trade, or you don't have a whole lot to put down. Maybe you're working through a divorce, and maybe you declared bankruptcy that one time. You don't have to settle for a poor, depleted selection of vehicles on some shady corner lot, because believe it or not, you can still drive a brand new vehicle. Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has a finance approval plan just for you. You can still have a big dealership experience, even with credit issues, at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, under the giant American flag on Coliseum, and always online at glenbrookdodge.com.
Welcome back to Carroll High School. I've got to tell you, Corey, we came into this game saying if it's a shootout, it's going to be in favor of Carroll. This fourth quarter has been pure shootout, and the Saints are hanging with them punch for punch.
Boy, did I get that wrong.
Well, it was
Thanks
true.
for pointing it out, Eric.
For the first 3 quarters, it was spot on.
No, you're absolutely right. We would have never expected that. I would have never expected Bishop Dwenger to have 330 yards passing right now either. So,
wow.
So they've kind of flipped the script on us tonight.
Set to kick things away with 3:40 to go and a 10-point lead. Back deep to receive this. It's going to be Hunter Mertz. He's looking down the left side, now cuts back inside, and Fabini sticks him right there at the 27.
Yeah, that's a nice play. That was actually Cade Dinan on the carry, and you're right. Fabini, great job on the kickoff return coverage. Not very many high school teams probably have their starting outside linebacker on their kickoff return running down through there, but he did it and did it well.
31-21 your score. And this was a 10-0 game at halftime.
Yeah.
All right, here comes Carroll. Trips to the right side. Here is Becker in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Looking to throw. He's got some pressure. He's going to escape again. This time he does get caught. They're going to whistle him down at the 15-yard line as the Saints get to him.
There were a whole host of Saints in there, but 54, Joe Eddy, I think, was the guy that'll get credited with that sack. He was the one that kind of corralled him long enough to have play stopped.
It looked like he might escape again on that one, but the second wave of defenders got there. Becker looks to throw on second down. Again, pressure. Stepping up, he's going to be caught from behind and sacked again.
Devin Tittman that time. He ran by him and then came back to him. And Becker's just finding no time. The Saints have pinned back their ears and are coming after him right now.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 20. Actually, more than that, 26 for the Chargers. Looks to throw. He's going to toss it down the sideline. Single coverage for Englert yet again. And another huge catch.
Yeah, he just kind of threw that up for grabs down the middle of the field, and Englert made an unbelievable play, dove in there, kind of like an outfielder to make the catch in the middle of the field on the post route.
All the way up to the Carroll 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's a snap. Becker looks to throw, looks across the middle, fires it down the sideline, single coverage yet again. This time Groves is there, nearly picks it off, but it's incomplete.
Now that's Stauffer again over there, 24, and looks like Englert is getting up very gingerly and slowly on the far side of the field. He's put in his marathon of yardage tonight, has Englert. He doesn't know which side of the field he's on.
Wow. He's going to get up slowly and trot over to his sideline. I believe this will be an injury timeout.
Yep. They're going to have to replace him. He's put in a lot of mileage tonight on all those pass routes.
He does make it over under his own power.
But they need him.
They do.
So they need to get him fixed up and get him back in the game.
He has been their main deep threat tonight. Here's 2nd and 10. Becker looks to throw, fires it. It is going to be over the head of the receiver, out of bounds, and 3rd and 10 upcoming for the Chargers.
Yeah, that was way over the head of the intended target, number 19, Cooper Rudolph, on that particular play. And here we are, 3rd and 10. It looks like Englert's trying to get himself back in the game, but the coaching staff won't let him back in quite yet.
They'd love to have him on 3rd down. 2:16 to go. Carroll at the 49-yard line. Here's Becker, looks to throw, fires over the middle, and miscommunication there with the receiver. It's going to fall harmlessly incomplete.
Hedgecock was the intended receiver, but he was not on the same page with Becker on that particular play.
So 4th and 10 with 2:12 to go.
Englert back in the game.
Yep.
Watch out for number 7.
He's going to be lined up at the bottom of your screen. Becker in the shotgun, looks to throw. He's going to fire it to Englert, and Englert makes the catch yet again. They needed 10 yards. They got 13.
What a phenomenal catch. Ran a deep out route at the sticks and was able to get a foot in before he went out of bounds. That number 7 is really impressive.
Wow. You can see why he is number 3 in the state in receiving. Fresh set of downs at the Bishop Dwenger 39-yard line. Becker with 4 wide, looks to throw. He's got time this time, across the middle, caught by Englert again, inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line.
The Saints better get a guy on him.
Yeah, or a couple maybe.
Yeah, maybe 2. I think 1 is not enough at this point. He is doing it all for the Carroll Charger offense.
Clock still moving down to 1:54, and Bishop Dwenger is going to call a timeout.
I think they sense that their guys are gassed a little bit here on defense and not getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback or able to cover pass routes. So they're going to get a quick break.
And we'll take one as well. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
This is Jason Schiffley, principal of Bishop Dwenger High School. Students enter our school as children and emerge as adults, prepared to go out into the world with the tools necessary to become citizens of 2 worlds. Our enriched curriculum focuses on academics, service to the community, and participation in extracurricular activities, all while building on the foundation of our Catholic faith. Tuffy, our saintly mascot, reminds us that we are all called to be saints. Call us at 260-496-4700 or visit us online at bishopdwenger.com to find out how you can become a Dwenger Saint.
Welcome back, folks. Here at Carroll High School, the Chargers are driving, and they are down by 10 points, 31-21 with 1:54 to go. They're going to have a 1st and 10 at the Bishop Dwenger 27-yard line.
It's been an aerial assault tonight as I look over my good friend Kevin Thompson's shoulder here at the stats. I mean, the Saints 330 yards in the air tonight, and the Chargers 311. So we've had nearly 650 yards of pass offense in this game tonight.
It almost feels like this 4th quarter is a separate ball game entirely.
Yeah.
Both because of how long it's lasting and because of the style of play. Here come the Chargers. Becker's going to roll out, barely gets away from the rush, and the Saints are there for the interception.
And there's a name we haven't called tonight yet, and that's Colin Vance. Colin Vance was able to sneak in there. Looked like Jeff Becker kind of lofted it up, expecting a receiver to be there. And the only guy there was number 12 for the Saints, Colin Vance. Makes a big pick and probably put this thing on ice.
Huge play by the Bishop Dwenger defense, and that'll go down as Becker's 3rd interception of the game. Hard to believe.
Yeah, no kidding. Came in with 0.
So Saints take over on their own 9-yard line with 1:46 to go. Carroll still has, I believe, all of its timeouts. So they'll try to get the ball back, but Bishop Dwenger's going to keep this one on the ground, conceivably.
I formation.
Yep.
Devin Tittman and I back.
And Lytle's under center. They're going to hand off to the first man through instead, and another nice run, almost breaking it again. KJ Tittman across the 20 to the 25-yard line.
You know, he's been the breakout star, really, of the evening. I mean, coming into tonight's game, in 4 games, he did an outstanding job as their H-back fullback in his blocking, but really hasn't shown us the ability to run the ball like he has tonight. I mean, just not only power, but also speed, running between the tackles, and really showing something this evening.
The Saints offense has had perhaps its best or most impressive evening of the year thus far. Definitely their most well-rounded. Here's first down rather, and Devin Tittman gets nothing there. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, and Carroll's going to call a timeout to conserve the clock.
Runs into Craig McGinnis, the big linebacker for the Carroll Chargers, number 45, and yeah, exactly. We're stop the clock here with 1:05.
That gives us a chance to tell you folks, there's no secret that Notre Dame Federal Credit Union is a huge sponsor and supporter of Redeemer Radio. It's a great partnership. Tonight, Notre Dame FCU would like to challenge more people and businesses to do the same. Just call Tricia Benzing at the station to get more info on how you too can become an on-air underwriter of Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. Call Tricia today or visit redeemerradio.com. That's Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. 1:05 on the clock. Dwenger's got a 2nd and 10, and Carroll is just doing what it can to try to call a few timeouts here and stop the clock, but this one is all but over, Corey.
Yeah, down 2 scores here with 1:05. The chances for the Chargers look pretty bleak.
Let's check in down with Sean McBride on the sideline. Sean, what do you have?
As I've heard from the sideline swamp during this broadcast.
I'm sorry, what was that, Sean?
Did you hear from the sideline Swami or the Bear?
No.
So far?
No, we really haven't.
No, we have
That's
not.
a great question. Yeah, they both picked the Chargers to win this evening, and they have been rather silent thus far.
Here is a 2nd down play, and the Saints will pick up a couple yards. Again, keeping it on the ground. Chargers take another timeout. So again, stopping the clock. And I believe they may have 1 timeout left. We are now down at 59.8 seconds. So their last gasp here will be to stop the Saints on 3rd and 7. And they might just get one last chance with the ball. So they'll take a timeout. We'll step aside as well. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Save money, save energy, and make your home more comfortable. Just call Momper Insulation to re-insulate your existing home. By adding insulation to ceilings and attics, sidewalls, crawl spaces, and basements, your home will stay warmer this winter, and you'll see a noticeable drop in your energy usage. And that translates into savings. Insulation is all we do at Momper. Expert installers and the best materials mean no gaps, no leaks, and no wasted energy. Call Momper Insulation today at 432-7543.
Welcome back, folks. Just under 1 minute to play. 59.8 seconds on the clock. Saints facing a 3rd and 7. A first down here officially puts the game over. All they'll have to do is kneel down after that. And Carroll trying to get the ball back one last time, but they trail by 10, 31-21. really just been impressed all around with the Saints tonight.
No doubt about it. I'm sure we'll talk about it a lot on the post game, but yeah, showed tremendous balance offensively, and the defense has risen to the occasion.
Passing game has kicked it up a notch in this ball game as well. Shown some things that we have yet to see this season. Third down, they're going to hand it off to KJ Tippmann, and he is not going anywhere. Chargers obviously anticipating a run there. That's just what Dwenger did, and Carroll takes its final timeout with 53.5 seconds left.
Fourth down for the Saints. Going to need to send on the punt unit and send the defense back out there with 53.5 left.
So the Chargers' only option here, they're going to try to get this punt, get a quick score, onside kick, and then another score. Not impossible. You know, if you're going to pick one offense in the city to have a chance at it, you'd pick this one.
Yeah, you're probably right in that regard. I mean, they certainly have the ability to strike quickly.
But a lot has to fall their way to make that happen. It's going to start with this Simon Garrett punt. He's going to be punting from their own 30-yard line. Mason Angler, the ever elusive and dangerous wide receiver and return man for the Chargers, is back deep. Garrett awaiting the punt. Here's the snap. They're not even going to try to rush this one. They'll try to set up a return.
Oh, what a punt.
A huge punt sends Angler back, and he is going to
slip down.
Yeah, he's going to fall down under his own power at the 26-yard line. So 46 seconds left in the Carroll offense with a last gasp right here.
Did he slip down, or did he go down on purpose to stop the clock?
I think it might have been the first one, actually. I think he might have gone down on purpose.
Yeah.
Because they blew the whistle before he was even all the way down.
That's heady play out of number 7 there to preserve as much time as possible.
So here's Becker in the shotgun, 4 wideouts. Takes a snap, looks to throw, comes to the near side. It is caught. Cam Hedgecock across the 30 to the 37-yard line.
Just about a 10-yard out route there, just to move the chain, stop the clock, and they obviously know they don't have any timeouts, so you would think that the Saints are going to need to defend the sidelines right now.
Right. Here's Becker in the shotgun. It's going to be good for a Charger first down. Becker again to the sideline. Hedgecock again. This time he picks up 8.
Yep, Adam Lee on the coverage there. It looks like he's content to give him that, 8 to 10-yard route and make sure that they don't score anything deep.
2nd and 2, 37.9 seconds left on the clock. Chargers need 55 yards to go to get a first down and a flag before the snap.
Maybe the Saints lined up in the neutral zone there.
I believe so. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to put the ball at midfield and be good for a Carroll first down. But most importantly, 37.9 seconds left. Carroll 50 yards away, no timeouts, and they trail by 10 points.
At some point, they're going to have to go out and up here to move the ball down the field.
Englert's been the man for that. Here's Becker, looks to throw. He's going to fire this one across the middle of the field. Nobody home. Nearly picked off again by the Saints.
Yeah, and again by Callan Stauffer. Just done a remarkable job back in the secondary tonight. If the ball has been thrown, he's been around it.
He's got 2 picks and had another one wiped out by penalty.
I was just going to say, you could argue that he may have had 3 picks given the given the one that they came down with. He came down simultaneously with Englert on one, and he's had a busy night in the secondary, and looks like we got a holding call on the defense there.
Yep, penalty against the Saints. That'll give Carroll a first down at the Bishop Dwenger 40-yard line. 31 seconds left to go. Becker motioning traffic. They'll put trips on the far side. Here's a snap. Becker looks across the middle. He's got some pressure, rolls out to his right, chucks it downfield. Single coverage there for Englert in the end zone, and knocked away, incomplete. Spectacular coverage there by Colin Vance.
Yeah, did a nice job. Englert has come open so often tonight down the middle of the field, and I'm amazed by how Jeff Becker just has the ability to chuck that thing nearly 50 yards with a flip of the wrists.
It was a beautiful throw, and it was on target, but the coverage was there.
Yes.
So 22 seconds left. 2nd and 10, Carroll. Here's Becker. This time shoots it to the sideline. Hedgecock is there. He does get the reception. 17 seconds left.
Like they'll move the chains again with a first down on that out route again. And, you know, the Saints, I think, are fine with that.
Yeah.
They'll give up that out route, let them stop the clock, let them get their 8 or 10 yards. We're just not going to give up a deep one.
Well, at this point, they have to go with a deep one, really. Saints are going to call a timeout. With 17 seconds, you pretty much have to go for the end zone if you want time for the score, onside kick, and another score.
Yep. You know, the Carroll's been successful on this drive, but the Saints have been successful as well because they've forced them to use a lot of time.
Well, obviously, we've been impressed by a lot of aspects of the Bishop Dwenger Saints game tonight, but that secondary, Corey, we've talked about it throughout the game. That might be the most impressive aspect of this game.
And not only that, I would say the most improved aspect of that team,
right?
In the sense that you know they were a bit of a lightning rod early in the season, and they have risen to the occasion tonight against one of the best passing offenses in the state.
And on the flip side, the Bishop Dwenger offense, for as much success as their passing game has had, you know whose name we haven't talked about today much? That's Rocco Sioka.
Yeah, you're right. They've gotten some other guys involved.
Here we go, 1st and 10 Chargers. Becker is going to try to escape the pressure so we can get rid of this. Instead, he just has to run it out of bounds with 11 seconds left. Nobody open apparently, and Becker just tucked it and ran.
Saints in their sort of prevent pass coverage defense back deep and trying to keep everything in front of them right now.
11.5 seconds on the clock. Again, Saints on top 31-21. Carroll needs to score on this play to have any shot. 4 wideouts for Becker. Looking to throw. He's got a rush. Trying to escape the pressure, and he will not. Sacked to end the game. Pisa is going to put the finishing touches on this one.
Oh, there's a flag down.
They stop the clock with 1 second left. Still looking for a call on that penalty.
We await. We got a sideline warning on Dwenger.
Okay.
Interesting time to call that with 1.1 left in the game.
You know, time would have just run out. That's the time usually when the sideline walks to the field anyway.
Warning. Yeah, that's a bit of a ticky-tack one to end it. I mean, I hate to be difficult with this crew because they are one of the best in the state. They're known to be. They do state championship games, and they're very good, but that's kind of a ticky-tack call with 1.1 left in it.
Yeah, Garrett's out there wanting an explanation, but with 1 second left, I mean, it's over. There's no way Carroll can do anything here, even if they score a touchdown. So they're getting one last shot at it. Again, Dwenger brings the heat. Becker tosses it into the end zone for Englert. It falls incomplete. And that is your ball game, folks. Bishop Dwenger comes to Carroll High School and tops the Chargers 31-21, handing Carroll its first loss of the year.
Appropriate right there. Callan Stauffer on the defensive knockdown, on the coverage with Mason Englert. And they both got up and kind of gave each other a hug and a grab of the helmet and said, well done. They battled it out tonight, those two.
Absolutely. Both these teams battled it out. And some respect shown there at midfield as the teams hold up their helmets for each other. These two teams, two of the best in the SAC, no doubt, showing their respect to each other on a well-fought game. We'll step aside and be back with our post-game show to wrap things up here at Carroll High School. You're listening to High School Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Established in 1994, the Catholic Community Foundation of Northeast
let's take 2
Indiana
minutes.
has grown to over $50 million in assets and 170 endowments. Last year, the foundation provided over $2 million in grants to parishes, schools, and ministries within the diocese. The foundation has the tools and expertise needed to achieve your philanthropic goals. Give us a call at 260-399-1436 and let us show you the many giving options available. It's simple, it's stewardship, it's forever.
Did you know 1 in 5 Americans will develop some form of skin cancer by the time they're 70? Skin cancer is the most common form of cancer, and it's mainly caused by sunshine. If you can't be in the shade when you're outside this summer, make the most of hats, lightweight clothing, and sunscreen to preserve your healthy skin. If you notice a spot that looks different than anything else on your skin, or a non-healing sore that lasts more than a month, see a dermatologist. Such areas are more likely to be skin cancer. I'm Dr. Tom McGovern, a skin cancer and reconstructive surgeon practicing at Fort Wayne Dermatology for over 20 years. I've treated more than 27,000 skin cancers with Mohs surgery, an outpatient procedure that achieves a 99% cure rate for new cancers. If you have skin cancer, my compassionate and skilled team at Fort Wayne Dermatology would be privileged to care for you.
In every epic mission, there are different roles to fulfill. This is true of the most important mission, evangelization. While the role you play may change based on your circumstances, we are all called to make Christ known. Redeemer Radio fulfills the role as the external proclaimer of the true, good, and beautiful. But there are other ways to contribute. Donating to Redeemer Radio gives you a chance to be active participants in evangelization, and we need you to help carry on the mission.
Welcome back, folks, to Carroll High School. 31-21 is your final score. The Bishop Dwenger Saints handing the Chargers their first loss of the year, and more importantly, keeping my stat alive, Corey.
Yeah,
24-0 under Coach Garrett when scoring at least 16 points in regulation.
And it really evens the playing field in the SAC tonight as well.
It does. So it's very interesting as you look at the SAC. So you've got Dwenger, Homestead, and Carroll all sitting at 4-1. Now, Dwenger needs some help if they want to win the SAC. They need Carroll to go knock off Homestead. And then Carroll and Dwenger both have one loss. Dwenger would have the tiebreaker by virtue of this head-to-head meeting. Meanwhile, if Homestead goes and beats Carroll, then Homestead has sole possession of first place. So it's really interesting dynamic as you look at how this SAC race is going to shape up. And the Saints made it a lot more interesting with the win tonight.
And there's a lot of football left to be played.
Yes, there is. And, you know, there's some other teams out there wanting to play spoiler against one of these three. Concordia has been playing excellent football. Their defense has been outstanding.
Yep.
And, you know, you never know what you're going to get week to week in the SAC.
Yeah, and I enjoy the balance that we've seen out of the conference this year. So, yeah, let's on to next week.
On to next week we go. So first, before we sign off here, final check of the stats from Kevin Thompson. Kevin, what do you have?
As you guys said, Dwenger had a great balanced offense tonight. Lytle was 22 of 30 for 330 yards passing with four receivers in the mix, with Henry O'Keefe having 7 receptions, 144 yards with that long 66-yard run or catch after the or run after the catch that he had there late in the fourth quarter. But then on the rushing side, we had 32 carries for 180 yards, and KJ Tittman led the way on that one with 11 carries for 145 yards, and then Devin had 13 carries for 53 yards. On Carroll's side, Becker, he was 92 yards at halftime, or 92 passing yards at halftime, and he finishes up with 21 of 43 for 341 yards. But he had those 3 interceptions that really loomed large for us.
Well, thank you, Kevin. You know, Becker came in completing 64% of his passes. Dwenger holds him to under 50%. Gives him 3 interceptions when he had none. I mean, there is just no doubt that this Dwenger defense showed Becker things he had not seen at all remotely thus far in the season.
No doubt about it. They brought pressure off the edge and were able to back that pressure up with great secondary play tonight to hold the third highest. I mean, this team scored 54.5